We are checking out Lowlands tonight. Who's the designer?
The designer of Lowlands, the designers, sorry, are Claudia and Ralph Partenheimer. This is a Z-Man Games game.
This is the second time we are trying a live stream, so we have not been taught the game. Neelan knows how to play it, so he's going to be teaching us. So that's a little scary. Hope you don't screw it up, Neelan.
I know all of the rules perfectly well, and Mark didn't correct me on any of them.
That's right.
5 minutes ago.
Lowlands is a interesting Euro game, semi-co-op, some interesting stuff going on. So I think we're all excited to give it a go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much in that very Uwe Rosenberg agricultural vein, but with this. Yeah, we have sheep, we have fences.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that screams Uwe.
Yeah, but there's also this flooding component which we have to sort of collectively counteract. Yeah.
Why don't we do rules?
Okay, let's jump right in. Okay, so like I said, we're on the coast of the North Sea. We are sheep farmers. As you can see here, the sea is raging and starts to flood over time. So in addition to building up our farm, getting more sheep, creating fences, we're going to want to slowly start building a wall to protect against the waves that are coming. And we're doing this communally, and throughout the game, we check whether that wall will break or hold. So let's jump right in to the basic structure of the game. It's a victory point game. So at the end of the game, we'll score victory points based on the number of sheep we have, their value being indicated over here. So this track will move up, sorry, this marker will move up and down based on how the dike's doing. And this determines the value of sheep, including their victory point value at the end of the game. So the higher up that marker is, the more sheep are worth. In addition, this will determine how many points having built the dike, the flood wall, is at the end of the game. You'll also get points for money. You'll get points for resource cards you have left over. And also buildings have point values on them based on these shield numbers. Okay, so the game progresses in phases as indicated by this sort of phase track over here. We'll go through every phase of the game until we get to the end, which is the storm surge phase. And then everything preceding that is in 3 main cycles. So you'll see that there's a cycle here ending in high tide, another cycle of high tide, and then the end. So I'm going to start by explaining the first phase of the game, which is the turning of the tide phase. So that is going to show us like how the sea is going to be affected for the remainder of that phase. So the way this would start is we would reveal. Oops, sorry, we would not do that. I apologize. But we would draw 3 cards from this deck and place them into these sections over here. And the backs of these cards indicate the values that could possibly be on the front of them. So this is sort of like a low tide card, and there's a potentially very bad one over here.
And that's here, here, and here?
Yeah, exactly. So this will happen 3 times. So there will be, I believe, 9 cards that will be revealed over the course of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Every turn of the tide phase, the first thing that would happen is we would check our hand size, which is 8, so you discard down to 8. We'd place 3 new flood cards like we had, and then the next thing that happens is we do reveal the first one. So very low, 1 wave piece comes out. Okay, and that's what would happen at the beginning of the turn of the tide phase. This will also happen, we'll reveal the next card during the next upkeep phase, which are these yellow ones, and so on. And then in the blue phase, which is the high tide phase, we would check to see whether we've built the dike high enough.
Okay.
Okay. That's it for the turn of the tide. The next thing that will happen is we'll go into the action phase, or the work phase, rather. There are going to be 2 of these before the next high tide, and this is the main phase of the game where we're taking actions with our farmers. The way this works is we each have 3 of these farmers. There's one with a value of 2 action points, 3 action points, and 4 action points. And on your turn, you're going to pick one of them and choose one of the actions to do here. There are 5 main actions of the game. Okay.
They don't stand up.
Yeah, I think they're meant to be laid down. Okay. Lazy farmers. So the value you would choose is how many action points you'll get to perform that action, and then you'll pick the spot you'll do it in. You can, on subsequent turns, place a farmer on the same action, but if there was already a farmer there, you'd have to pay 1 coin to do the action again, and then 2 coins again to do it a 3rd time. But otherwise it's free if you just place it on an empty slot. So let's go through what these actions are. So like I said, the number on the farmer tells you the base number of action points you get for performing that action. So the first action is building a building. So these are all these, building a feature. So these are buildings, the ones with the brown edges, and then these are features, the ones with the green edges.
Okay.
Notice that the brown edges, because they have these walled edges, they count as having fences and all borders of them where you place them.
The brown ones?
Yeah, the brown ones.
All of them.
The green ones just take up
Our
space.
pastures,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah.
Or not necessarily, because pastures would be where you would have sheep, but you may or may not be able to have sheep on those. But yeah. Buying a building costs as many action points as in the top left. In other words, if you wanted to buy one of these ones that costs 4, you could not place your 2 farmer. You would have to place the action point for 4 farmer. It also costs as many resources as are in the top right. So we're going to have a hand of these cards. In fact, at the start of the game, we're going to draw 4. Let's go ahead and do that now. And then building one of the buildings is just discarding the appropriate number of resources. And there are only 3 types: is wood, brick, and stone. Okay. So you spend all your action points that you need, you spend all your resources, and then you grab that building. Okay? You can only buy 1 building this way if you can afford more. You would place it immediately wherever appropriate. There are a couple, very few, that actually have limitations of where you can place them, but otherwise you can place them anywhere, including inside of a pasture if you didn't have a sheep here, for example. They each have different effects. Some of those effects are immediate, some are ongoing. We'll come back to that last, probably, what they all do.
Sure.
If you had action points remaining at the end of taking the action, say I bought a 2 cost building and I use my 4 farmer, and this is true of all the actions of the game. If you have any action points left over, you'll collect those in cards. Okay. Whenever you're going to be drawing cards from over here, you'll draw as many as you want from the display first without refreshing, and then draw any remaining you want from the top of the deck. And then once you've drawn them all, we remove all the display.
Can you start from the top of the deck?
No, must be displayed first, then top of the deck.
Take all 4.
You'd have to take as many as you want from the display before you start drawing from the top of the deck. No, you could I could decide I want to take 2 from here and then 2 from the top of the deck.
You could say I could take 0.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Or 2 or 0 from the display and all of them from the top. It's just you can't switch.
You can't go back and
Once
forth.
You've drawn from the top of the deck, you're always drawing from the top of the deck. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
That's building. Building buildings. One thing I'm going to talk about really quick is these laborers before I go into the rest of the actions. So you have 1 laborer at this bottom action to start, and you have another one you could potentially gain, which is on your little income board to the side here. These are all the laborers you'll ever have is just 2. Let's say what they're basically doing is boosting the effectiveness of your actions. So let's say in this case I had a laborer up here, and you'll notice this action can have up to 2 laborers on it. What this is doing is reducing the resource cost of that facility by 1 resource of your choice. Okay, up to 2 if you had both your laborers there.
Right. And
I'll explain what the others do as we. So let's go to the second action, which is building the dike. Okay. Same thing. You pick a farmer, place it there, and you get that many action points. Laborers in this slot boost the action point value of that farmer by +1 or +2. So I could have 5 action points if I played my farmer, this farmer right here. Building the dike is going to be constructing the wall, which is protecting us from the waves. The bottom layer of the dike uses these very long brown pieces, which cover like 4 wave sections. So they're quite effective. The first layer is relatively easy to build quickly. Okay. What's interesting is that as we go to the second layer, we're using shorter pieces. The dark green ones only fill 3 spaces. So for the same amount of resources, we're progressing. It's harder and harder to progress the building of the dike.
So this is building up.
It's building up, exactly.
That's cool.
And the light ones only cover 2 spaces. So once we get to the top layer, we have to all be working quite hard to catch up to the waves. And that's kind of effectively what we're trying to do. Is as long as we get the wall equal to or past where the current, where the wave pieces are, then we've.
The wave pieces stack.
The wave pieces just keep
awesome.
Coming out and just keep stacking up higher
cool.
and higher. Yeah, it'll be a pretty
that.
cool visual, I think, once it gets going. Okay, yeah. So that's that. So the way building the dike works is you're going to spend as many action points as you want. So if I had 5 action points here, let's say for whatever reason I wanted to spend 3 of them building the dike. Same thing as before. The excess I would draw in cards at the end. But let's say I spend 3. Because right now no section is currently being built, I can choose which resource I want to use to build it. So let's say I wanted to build it using wood, using all 3 of my action points. I would start building it 1, 2, 3 with wood, spending 3 wood cards to do that. They all have to be the same type, obviously, because we're building out of wood. And what's interesting about that is that ends my action, and if anyone else wanted to help roll the die, they have to finish it using only wood. Okay. Until that point that it gets to the end here, then that section comes out. Okay. From that point on, the next person who wants to contribute to the dike, it started with using one of the other 2 resources. Yeah. The next one can't be wood again.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
If that happens in the course of a single action, like say the marker was here and I had 3 action points, I could do 1 to do here and then continue building the second section with a different resource.
So that in that case, you would be playing 2 different types of cards.
Exactly. That would be the only instance where you would play not all of the same card.
Okay.
That is the first part of building the dike. An interesting thing happens here, which doesn't really happen for any of the other actions, which is as soon as you finish contributing to the dike, you must ask someone else for help.
Help me.
So in this case, the way it works is I have spent my farmer to do the action, but I must pick someone else to then get to contribute to the dike without them having to spend an action.
And is it equally as good for them?
It pretty much is, yeah.
Oh.
Because one of the things that happens when you contribute resources to the dike is you're going to move up this dike track, which is going to give you more of these points, which are worth more at the end of the game. Okay. So if I spend 3 resources, I move up 3 spaces, and then I say, Kellen, help me out with the dike, please. Kellen then says, I'm going to spend 3 wood as well. Kellen also moves up 3 points. If Kellen helps me at all, I get 1 bonus point just from him helping, as long as he contributes at least 1 resource.
Is it only the first person to get?
No, these stay on the board, so there's not a race. Exactly. As you land on them, you'd get those bonuses, but they
are they randomized?
They're randomized. 5 of them are randomized. This one is printed.
Okay.
That is, I think, the extent of building the dike. Okay. Next action is going to be building and moving fences. If I have 3 action points I'm spending there, same thing as before, you'll notice that laborers just boost the action point count. You can spend the actions to build fences in the following way. 1 action point, pick up any fence, move it anywhere else. Doesn't have to be touching, you obviously probably want it to be, but you're just moving the fences around your farm. Or spend a resource and an action point, and then place a fence from your income board onto the thing.
Wood?
Any resource. But if you build multiple fences, they must all be the same resource. Okay?
Okay.
At the point that you've fully uncovered an icon on your income board, you then get extra income during the upkeep phase. You'll notice the first 2 wood pieces get you 1 icon, then the next 3, then the next 2, then the next 3 after that. Okay? That is building fences. The only sort of requirement for building fences is that you must have closed all of your pastures by the end of the fencing. Yeah, you're allowed to temporarily open it in place of wood pieces, that sort of thing. But
you can only have 1 pasture.
You can have as many pastures as you want,
but they must all be
closed as long as they have sheep in them.
By the time you get done.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Each spot only holds a single sheep. And you're probably going to want to leave empty space.
Do they multiply?
They do. So you're going to probably want to leave empty space for the upkeep phase. Because they'll breed during the upkeep phase, which we'll get back to. Okay, 4th action. Buying and selling sheep. You can choose to either buy or sell. There can only be a single laborer on the spot, and what it does is it boosts the cost of selling sheep and reduces the cost of buying sheep. The way sheep buying works is using this market board over here. If you're buying sheep, you pay the current value of sheep, as indicated by the marker, and you must buy them all from the same row. So I can either buy 1 from this row or 2 from this row, and that's the limit on the number of sheep I can buy.
Okay.
As sheep get sold, obviously they would fill up those rows, and then you could potentially buy more. But during upkeep, what happens is we'll basically reset back down to the starting position of sheep. Okay. So the only way to benefit off buying more sheep would be if someone had previously sold on their turn. So selling works similarly. You just remove sheep from your farm, gain that many coins, and again, you can only sell them to a single row. So I could only sell up to 3 to that row, no more. That's buying and selling sheep. Again, any sheep you buy, you must be able to immediately house. You can't just keep them, bank them, unless you have the space for them in closed pastures. Final action is very simple. That's just if you want to spend all your actions drawing cards. And that works exactly the same way. If I want to spend 5 action points, boosted by laborers, say in this case.
It starts boosted.
It's at the start of the game, your laborer will be there initially, until you move it at a later point. You just draw as many cards as you want from the display first, and draw your remaining cards you want from the top of the deck. Then the display would refill. That is all the actions. So each of us gets 3 actions because we have 3 farmers. And once we've all placed all 3, that ends the work phase, and we go into upkeep.
Do we do that simultaneously? The placing farmers and
No, it's in turn order.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's one farmer, 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 and so on.
it's like farmer action, farmer take the action, farmer take the
Exactly.
action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Upkeep phase has 6 very quick steps. 1 is breeding. Every 2 sheep gets you a third sheep. Okay, as long as you have the space for it.
So there's no space.
There's no space for sheep until you make more space. Right now. Something you cannot do. I'm not entirely sure why you would want to do this, but you can never just get rid of sheep freely for whatever reason. Okay. You must either have an action that allows you to do so or sell them.
Got it.
Okay.
That would be sad.
Just open the pasture, just let them run.
The second thing happens is in turn order we take income. Income is only of two different things. Resource cards. At the start of the game, I have a basic income of 1 resource card as indicated on the income board,
right.
And we'll be uncovering more as we go.
Okay.
I'm realizing I've forgotten something, which I'll come back to in a second. As we uncover these fences, that's also giving us more income.
Right.
Okay.
And those are the 3 main. The 3 main sources of income are the base income, building income, and defense income.
And that's
basic.
all of it exactly.
Okay, right.
There are perhaps buildings that
Right,
might give you more.
right,
I'm not
but that's
100% sure. Yeah.
fundamental.
So in turn order, we'd all just collect our income, drawing cards, refilling, next player, so on. Right. Get all your farmers back from your slots, reset the sheep market, like I said, clear them all off and only put the ones that are supposed to be there at the start. First player then moves to whoever is furthest along on the dike track. Right. Okay. In the case of 2 people in the same spot, whoever's on top would be the first player. And then we reveal the next card from the flood, and we immediately place that many waves. So we'll see how much closer we are to doom, potentially. So we'll have work phase, upkeep, and then we go into the high tide phase. All that happens in the high tide phase is we're going to check whether the dike holds or breaks. And this is just pretty much like I said. Like we may have, let's just say for the basic sense, we have 5 waves along here, and we've only built 1 dike section. The waves have progressed too far, the dike will break. Yeah. Okay. In this case, we're safe. Okay.
So the dike breaks. What happens again?
So when the dike breaks, two things happen. This marker moves to the left.
Okay.
Which means that contributing to the dike is now worth more at the end of the game.
And sheep are
and
worth
sheep
less.
are now worth less in value for buying and selling, and in points at the end of the game. Okay. The second thing that happens is anyone who contributed, the people who contributed the least to the dike get hurt by these breach tokens over here. They don't do anything for the duration of the game, but they will hurt you at the end of the game. Okay. Basically, in terms of you'll lose sheep.
Every time it goes down?
Every time the dike breaks. And the way that works is, let's say this is how much we've contributed to the.
Oh, I do like that.
If this is how much we've contributed to the dike, if the dike breaks, because Mark has contributed.
Callan.
Oh, sorry, because Callan has contributed the least. He gets 2 breach tokens because he is 2 behind whoever contributed the most. Mark me and I in this case get no tokens. Mark gets 1, Callan gets 2.
And it doesn't matter how far past.
Doesn't matter. All that matters is whether
breach.
it broke or whether or not.
Okay.
Yeah. And kind of something similar. The corollary sort of happens in the event that it holds. The marker moves up, and then whoever contributed the most gains coins equal to the difference of the lowest player. So whoever who was the lowest on this track gets 0 coins. This player would get 1 coin. This player would get 2 coins. Okay. So there are rewards for building the dike if it holds, and punishments for not building the dike if it breaks.
And in case of a big difference, then this person gains
quite a bit of coins. Yeah, exactly. So the main difference is how far you are behind the lowest player, or how high you are to hit.
Planning on not building at all, Mark.
So that's the entirety of the high tide phase, and then we restart anew. We do another turning of the tide. We'll reveal 3 new cards, put them face down, flip the first one over, and we'll see again what's coming up potentially, and continue. So that happens 3 times throughout the course of the game, 3 full cycles. And then the last thing that happens is when we get to the top, that's the end phase of the game, the storm surge phase. And the way that works is you'll immediately score your buildings based on victory points. or sorry, you immediately score your Storm Surge buildings. These are just these end game victory point grabs.
Okay.
We do that before any consequences of the dike, so you'll get your full effect of your building, and then we'll get to the breach consequences. If an event that at the end of the game the dike is broken, i.e. the waves are past the wall as I described, then all your breach tokens do bad things. For each token, you have to lose a sheep. Okay.
That's if at the end of the game.
If at the end of the game the dike has broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Not and not just at any point it broke. If it is still broken at the end of the game.
Got it. I see.
If the dike is holding at the end of the game,
Yeah.
then everyone just throws away their breach tokens and nothing bad happens.
Okay.
And then we do final scoring. Sheep are worth however many points they are. They say they're over here. Your dike points multiply by the point value over here. Points being the black number.
Right.
You get points for each of the buildings and green features you had in your farm. Each coin is worth a victory point. Each resource card is worth half a victory point.
Okay.
And that's it. We'll tally it up on the score pad, and that will be the end of the game.
Okay. The value of the sheep is determined by this value?
By this bottom
at the end of the game.
Here.
And that's how much it costs to buy them as well?
That's the same as how much it costs. Because victory points are coins, effectively. So, yeah.
So you're investing in a resource that you then want to appreciate.
Exactly.
By way of multiplication and by way of them appreciating the value. Right.
One real quick thing about there are a couple of things I have to go back to, but in the case of the breach tokens, if you don't have enough sheep, you would lose coins equal to the sheep value. If you don't have enough coins, you would lose victory points equal to the coins you should have lost. So I want to just jump back to this, which is a thing I forgot. The buildings specifically, as in all the tiles that have the brown borders, you're limited by each of these markers. You're going to have 4 of them in total. Okay. Each one you sort of then place, because this would be a tile with the building on top of it, say. Thank you. Is potentially uncovering more income. The second one does. And like I said, all these income things are either coins or cards, or you'll notice some of them are this laborer token. So that's how you'll get your second laborer out. The first time you uncover that, you would just place this on any marker. Any subsequent times you would uncover laborers, there's one here. There may be cards. There may be buildings that would like to do that, but that'll allow you to move it if you wanted to.
So basically, if I have both my laborers out, and then both of these laborers' actions are covered, I get 2 laborer moving points.
Exactly.
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time that icon's revealed, you're either going to place or move a laborer.
Okay.
And I think that is everything.
I
think so.
Do we want to quickly talk about what the buildings are, just that are available, just to get an idea of what?
Absolutely. So let's just go over these as well real quick, which most of them I think are pretty straightforward, which is when you cross this, you either take 3 coins or you get a laborer action, as in move or place a laborer. Get 2 coins, or you get to take one of those +2 farm tokens, which is a token you can spend to temporarily boost the action of your farmer by 2 action points. Okay? Either take 2 coins or gain a sheep. Either take 2 coins or reduce the flood piece by 1.
It's way too kind.
Either take 2 coins or place a free fence from your board without having to pay resources for it. Okay, yeah, let's go over what these do. And these are, unfortunately, obviously I'm not familiar with all of them, so let's break down what these all do. So the hay rack says, that is in the top left there, if this tile is outside a pasture, you can house up to 2 sheep on it. If this tile is inside a pasture, you can house up to 3 sheep on it. Okay. One thing just really quickly that I can point out iconography-wise is you'll notice they have different colored banners. The white banner means an immediate effect. The blue/white banner in this case means an immediate effect plus end of game scoring, like I explained earlier. Green banners are ongoing effects, and browns are as something happens, something else triggers. Okay, let's talk about the fish pond. The fish pond says, at the beginning of the storm surge phase, check if you have 3 or 4 spaces on your farmyard board that show lakes and are outside pastures. If you do, gain 7 or 10 victory points respectively. 7 for 3, 10 for 4. Okay.
So in that case, you would not want
you would not want to cover lakes.
Gotcha.
Interesting. The feeding trough. Immediately take 1 sheep from the supply and house it in your farmyard board if possible. If this tile is inside a pasture, you can house up to 2 sheep on it. Okay.
Shepherd's Guild.
The Shepherd's Guild is a sheep building. Immediately take a build and or move fences action as if you had placed a farmer with an action value of 3. So take a full fences action as if it had a farmer of action value 3. Then take 2 sheep from the supply and house them on your farm if possible.
Okay. One quick question. So, for example, the fish pond, you said these exclamation marks mean they score after the storm surge?
Oh, the exclamation marks just mean that they have variable points.
Right.
So in the case of the fish pond, it would happen immediately as you do it, I believe. Okay. Oh, no, I lie. Because in this case, this one specifically did say at the storm surge phase, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is only scoring at the end of the game, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I think actually maybe that is what the exclamation mark means in general, is that it scores at the end.
Yeah, score buildings and features with exclamation.
Yes.
Okay.
Accurate. Okay, the Merino Farm. Immediately gain 2 coins from the supply for each sheep you could still house on your farmyard board. So, in other words, for every empty space that could potentially hold a sheep on your farm,
right,
get 2 coins.
I wonder if that means ones that do have a sheep also?
Good question. For each sheep you could still house, implies
so
empty I think,
spaces.
to me,
Okay.
Yeah. Auction house. During each upkeep, before breeding, you may sell 1 sheep to the supply to gain coins equal to the value of sheep plus 1.
Okay.
If you own the shearer, you will gain the additional coin for the sale. You do not gain any benefit for having a laborer assigned to buy sell. Okay, yeah. So just sell at the basic value plus 1.
Gotcha.
Peat cutter's house. These are farmer buildings. When you take a contribute to the dike action, check if you have 3 or 4 spaces showing lakes outside pastures, so similar to the other one.
Yeah.
If you do, increase the placed farmer's action value by 1 or 2 respectively for that action. So that boosts the effectiveness of building dikes if you have lakes on your farm. Okay, bricklayer's workshop. When you take a contribute to the dike or build a farm expansion action, you may pay 1 fewer clay than normal. This can make it possible to contribute to the dike without paying any resource cards.
Right.
This effect applies while helping or contributing to the dike in other ways. Okay. Stonemason's workshop. When you take a contribute to the dike or build a farm, you can pay 1 fewer stone. Same thing, stone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then the end of game scoring ones we have up there are the bank. These are divided into immediate effects. As soon as you build it, you'll get the following.
Right.
Immediately gain 4 coins from the supply. And then at the beginning of the storm surge phase, gain 1 victory point for every 4 coins.
Right.
Okay.
But you're not paying those coins, I assume. Right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. Then breeding farm. Immediately take 1 sheep from the supply and house it if possible. At the beginning of the storm surge phase, for every 4 of your sheep, take 1 sheep from the supply and house it on this tile, ignoring normal rules for housing sheep. Okay. Estate. Immediately build 2 fences without paying any resources. At the beginning of the storm surge phase, gain 3 victory points for each of your pastures.
Okay.
Dike association. Immediately advance your dike point marker 3 spaces on the dike track. At the beginning of the storm surge phase, advance your dike point marker 2 spaces for every 3 points you already have.
Okay.
If you reach any progress tokens, do not resolve their effects. So it just moves you further along the dike track.
Got
at the
it.
end of the game.
Okay.
I feel like that's...
When it comes to the state, when it says per pasture, is that enclosed? Like, is this...
This is 1 pasture.
Right, okay.
And if I had a separate 3 fences over here, that would be another pasture. Yeah, every enclosed space of fences is a pasture.
Okay, well, I think I figured this game.
Just build lots of 1 space pastures.
Right.
Okay. I think that's everything, guys. How are we feeling?
That's very challenging for me to read those, to be completely frank.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens. I also don't.
Is there anything we can do to
No,
very quickly address that?
Nope. I think it doesn't certainly doesn't. What's the word I'm looking for? It puts you right into it with 12. How many different buildings do we have there?
Yeah, 13.
I mean, we could switch spots.
No.
The other thing is that these buildings will refresh. These ones are the only 4 ones that are ever available. You also can only ever have 1 of these storm surge buildings. I don't know if I said that, but yeah.
1 victory point building.
1 victory point grab building, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just clear this off. Let's reset back to 1 wave because that was our first card. And yeah.
Nealon has the.
I have the first player farmer.
This handsome
Do it.
gentleman.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
It looks like Nealon.
Yeah.
Does it?
If he had a hat and sheep
He's
item.
from that era, yeah. Of course.
Okay. I'm gonna start us off with an early.
Oh my.
You're gonna build
I'm
already.
gonna build. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make some fences. Let's start with that. Let's use my number 3 farmer.
And that allows you to do 3.
Allows me to do
build
3
and move.
fence actions. Yeah.
So like moving is 1.
1.
Yeah.
And
you're trying to see what's the maximum to do, which is
yeah,
3.
which I think is probably just going to be that,
Yeah.
which seems maybe.
And we have seen nothing that references these. But
So
there probably is.
there are a couple of buildings that do reference the lake specifically. I assume there are
Like
buildings that are referencing the trees
lake,
and lake. Yeah, then there are trees which are here, and there are bushes which are over here, and it looks like
Okay.
this one is both bushes and
Oh, and
trees.
our boards are slightly different, but have the same number of things.
Yeah, that's true actually.
No, interesting.
I do know that there are some buildings that can only be built on these features, but there
Gotcha.
are very few of them, and they will say next to the resource cost if that's
I
the
see.
case. None of the ones out right now. Okay, so let's just say that's done. So I moved 1 fence and I built 2 fences, and I'm discarding 2 stone in order to do so. Okay?
Because you had to have. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Kind of stuff out.
Cutter's house is during building the dike. It's the number of lakes that are not enclosed.
Yeah, the lakes outside of your pasture boost that action by 1 or 2.
So any building costs that worker amount plus that stuff.
Yep.
And those are the resources that we have in our hand.
Exactly.
They're colored in that way.
Okay. I'm going to build the peat cutter's house. Cutter. So there's 2 wood and a. Right? Is it?
Okay. Yep. And you use your 3 farmer to do it. Yep. Perfect. So you take that and place it immediately.
Okay. So let's place it.
And that could be placed.
Oh, does that have to be adjacent? Anything?
No, not at all. No, there's no
it
limitation.
could be placed inside.
It could be placed inside the pasture, but if you place it anywhere else, you'd effectively have a free pasture.
That counts as an enclosed pasture.
Yeah, exactly.
Where 1 sheep can live.
Where 1 sheep can live.
Oh, this is an enclosed pasture?
Yeah.
I
It's
get
a
it.
tile
Where 1
surrounded
sheep
by
can
walls.
live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I will follow and also build.
And does this refresh now? Do you know?
Yes, that does.
This one?
Yeah.
So I get the first dike tool shed. Finish current dike segment +3 on the track.
Immediately move the resource marker to the last space of the construction yard track. Yes, we complete the current dike section. Completing the set without paying any resources. Then advance your dike point marker 3 spaces on the dike track.
So it basically just does something right now.
Immediate effect.
That's an interesting one for like the right moment, right?
Right.
So I think I'm going to be building the stonemason's workshop, which I'll be placing here in the top left corner.
Okay.
And that costs 2 wood and 1 brick. That's what this is. And those go into the discard.
Oh, I'm wrong. Unless otherwise indicated, you cannot house sheep on farm expansion tiles.
So no sheep in there.
No sheep on there unless the tile says you can. So some of these did say we could, for example.
What is that in the bottom right?
That's just the phase in which its ability activates. It is relevant. The worker phase, the action phase.
And then refresh this.
Yep.
We've got the Dyke Reeves house. Is
Dyke Reeves house.
Mhm.
Once
Pay a
per
coin.
work phase, as you place a farmer, you may pay 1 coin to increase that value by 1.
Okay, makes sense.
That is an example of a tile I will not grab in the first game because it increases your options.
Okay.
Oh, and then we should put one of these houses on, right?
Yes.
But that doesn't get us anything.
Does not get you anything for the first one. No.
And that victory point value is a victory point.
Is victory
Correct.
points at the end of the game accurate? Yeah.
Great.
Remind me what the hay rack does.
You can put 2 sheep on this spot if it's outside of enclosure. If it's inside enclosure,
Okay,
you
make with 3 sheep. Okay, that's quite nice. I'm going to take the resource action.
Okay.
It's boosted by my labor.
Yep.
So I'll be able to take 3 resources.
Right.
I'll take this wood for sure. Then I will take 2 clay.
And is eyeing the hay rack based on his actions and his question.
Are you serious, dude?
That's not a thing I would do.
You would
Hay
go
rack.
straight for the
Straight
hay
for
rack?
the hay. That doesn't sound like me.
Okay, my turn.
Oh, you drew cards.
Yes.
And if you were to increase your pasture size, like let's say I made a completely enclosed thing over here.
Yeah.
That breed, could that extra sheep go in there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be.
Right. So I mean, I've already done this as suboptimally as I can, but
As usual.
yep. Well, I
you-
guess
for
that
you.
wouldn't
And
help
we don't
me.
check. Okay, yeah, we don't check this whole thing until we get to phase 3. Right?
Correct.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to do the following. I'm going to do.
Also, I just the distribution of cards in the deck is printed there
Oh,
as
okay.
well. So
Okay. I'm gonna put my 2-man fence. Oh, but I have to
We're
pay
technically,
resources.
we're technically here.
What?
you'd have to pay resources. Oh, to
Yeah.
build fences. Yes.
Right.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Okay, so in that case, what I'm gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna use. Okay, I'll use a 4, and I'm going to this. Take one play. I'm stone, guys.
Probably.
We don't know.
I'm
It would be very
guessing
challenging
yes.
to know.
Oh, and then take. Oh, shoot, 5, right?
Yeah. If you
Okay,
have
that's
more,
fine.
just take them from the top
Yeah,
and then yeah.
Top deck.
Okay, Kellen.
Makeup of that is very important.
Makeup of what? Sorry.
Just the available
The resource
resources.
display.
Yeah. That is not what I. But I will probably do the same. So it's 5. So I will take 1. And I will top deck it.
For the rest of them,
Yeah.
bold.
That's
2,
guts.
3,
That's guts.
4, 5, and they were
Remember
all.
your hand limit is 8 as well, by the way.
They were all what I wanted.
Yeah,
Wow.
I could tell.
Perfect.
By the way you look.
Okay. I am going to build.
What?
I know. I'm going to use 3 of those action points to build the hay rack.
We knew you were
which
doing
is
it.
going to go there.
We knew you were
That
doing
cost
it.
me 2 clay, 2 wood. And then I have 1 extra action point, which I will use to draw a card, and I will.
Oh yeah, I
top
forgot
deck
about
it.
that.
Okay. And I'm going to fancy.
One thing that I don't think I did explain is when you
Mhm.
get income during your upkeep, you're always top decking those.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm fancying it. I'm gonna spend 2 clays.
So the dike bonus or non-bonus, that this thing only is checked at the end of
What do you mean?
who the difference between.
Oh yeah. That's
that
only
a-
happened during the high tides. Yeah.
during the high tides.
Yeah.
So going out early and doing that, what would that benefit you?
Probably not much.
Establishing the type of resource it is.
Yeah, exactly.
perhaps,
You could sort of like weigh it towards a resource that you're more
That
readily
you
able to contribute, I guess.
cared about.
Yeah.
You made a separate enclosure.
Yeah.
Oh, and I now with my 2 can't. Thing, right? Not possible.
Make a bigger one more space. Don't think.
That's no good.
And refresh this, I assume.
Yeah.
Watering hole. For every lake, assuming that's unenclosed, you can put a sheep on it. Oh, because they're drinking from the watering hole.
Ah.
That's
Watering
theme.
hole. You can house one sheep on each space that has a lake and is outside a pasture.
That's theme, Kellen.
What does this cost? 1 and 2. But it costs 3, which I could not do. No matter what. Pay that off. Can't move that guy. Very interesting. But I could sell sheep for money. What would be the intention, like the need to do that right now?
To sell sheep
for money.
If you know you're going to breed sheep that you can't
you sell
house,
them off.
then yeah.
Got it. I feel a little stuck because building 2 of that doesn't seem to be helpful for me. I am building the dike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, because I can only build 2, which won't be enough. So I'll make a sheep and then I can't put it anywhere, no matter what.
Yeah.
I guess I could build 2 to get the extra card, but that doesn't. So I get 1. I pay 1 less stone to do this. So I'm going to pay 2 stone to go up 3.
Okay. Yep.
Or let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. So I'll pay 3 stone.
Okay.
So that goes up 4 because of my special. Go ahead.
Forgot a thing.
Yeah.
I'm extremely sorry. You can only contribute as much as the. I think I did say this. You can only contribute as much as the action points that you have.
But I pay 1 less. So how does that interact with that?
Good question. What was the name of that tile again?
Stonemason's Workshop. It's probably just.
Say.
It probably just means I can only do 2.
2, but you only pay 1.
Yeah, but that's not what I wanted.
You'll be first player.
1, 2.
So when you take action, you may pay 1 fewer stone than normal. This can make it possible to contribute without paying any resource.
All
cards.
good. So it's 2. This takes longer than I anticipated. So this goes to 2.
Yep.
I only pay 1.
Yep.
Because of my Stonemason's Workshop.
Now.
And nothing is
nothing is built just yet. Yeah. Now, without us talking or negotiating or saying anything to you, except with the cards in our hand.
Negotiate?
You can't negotiate?
No, we cannot. You must choose a player.
What?
I'm negotiating with my eyes, Kellen.
Are we playing the mind? Who I can see your cards.
You can see the number of cards, but that is it.
4.
You can't be like, I could maybe help.
I don't think so. I think we're not allowed to be talking technically.
Sure.
Just glaring at you.
Glaring at me.
I choose Mark.
Okay, Mark, would you like to help by contributing stone? You can only contribute as much or less than Kellen contributed.
Kellen will get a boost.
Kellen will get a 1 point boost.
And I'll move up the track.
And you'll move up the track, yeah.
Okay, so Kellen's definitely first player. Sure.
Okay.
I'll pay 2.
Okay.
He can do 2.
He can
up
do
to
2,
the same
yeah.
number, right?
So Mark moves to there. Kellen moves up +1. Alright.
Cool.
Everyone has then played all their farmers, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, that's the end of the work phase. Let's go into upkeep. Breeding. If you have space for sheep and an even number of sheep, get more sheep.
I assume this is like cool, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Everyone but me.
Next thing happens, get your income. So get your 1 basic card from the top of the deck at least. And this will happen in turn order, I guess. So starting with Kellen.
That doesn't matter.
Actually, it doesn't matter. You're right.
I mean, unless you believe in destiny.
Well, it was also... It made more sense when I thought you were drawing from the array, but I'm pretty sure you draw from the deck based on what I was
And this
checking.
symbol means nothing?
That's just the buildings that you're building, basically.
I see.
Okay.
And then you guys got... Did you guys get 2 cards?
I got 2 cards.
Because of your fence.
Yeah.
So that's the efficient way.
Then, the next thing that happens is you get your farmers back, reset the sheep market. No one bought sheep, so it doesn't matter. First player moves whoever's the head of the dike track, which is Kellen.
That's right. I helped.
He kind of looks like you.
You just said that.
And then we reveal the next flood card. This is progressing by 1.
This is
We have a pitiful
Yeah, but I mean,
flood.
check this coming up, yo.
4 to 6.
and
Okay.
we need to get to the building, right?
What?
Because we're
now
running out of time.
one work phase away from checking the.
Yes.
There's gonna be a
Oh
big
yeah.
hit.
So we do need to.
I mean,
contribute.
it seems actually unlikely that we'll do it because this is a minimum 4, right? So if let's say that, and it's most likely a 4 based on that distribution up there, but we need to do 2 sections of dike in order to do that.
So that sheep. This is the one. This allows me to
Put sheep on water on thingamajiggers.
okay.
Yeah.
on
lakes.
all lakes.
Yeah.
And I can
Those
put
are
this
drinking.
wherever
You can
I
put that
want,
wherever you want,
even
yeah.
in there.
Yeah,
and that wouldn't
totally.
negatively impact. Or it could
well, no,
make...
you can't put a sheep on it. It's unless
because it doesn't say
exactly. Unless the tile says you can put sheep on it, you cannot.
Okay, so I will go for 3 on build, and then I will pay 1 brick and only 1 stone because my thing is pay 1 less when I build or when I contribute, and then this will go likely up here. I think I do not like my board, but that's
I'm not loving. Not a lot of stone out here, and we need to get more stone to build the dike.
So that got me 2 victory points at the end of the game, which is great. And now I can put a sheep in each of my
lakes.
And that is the end of my turn. So if you put your 4 on there, then you could take a card.
Right.
Yeah.
Any extra?
Oh,
Any
that's
extras
kind of
you
a
don't
good...
spend.
I'm refilling.
Yeah.
Overgrown patch. Something about
like sheep.
Must be built in a space showing bushes, as indicated by the little bush icon in the top left there. If this tile is inside a pasture, you can house up to 3 sheep on it.
on this single tile.
That's cool. Like that.
Okay.
Alright. I will do the following. I'm going to use my 2-man over here.
Your 2-man?
Yes.
And that's for 3.
Boosted by 1, I'm going to grab all 3 of this wood.
Oh no, you didn't. Yeah, anytime there's a bunch of the same, there is an incentive to want it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, and do the sheep actually? I guess this watering hole thing. These sheep have to be together in order to breed. Would be my assumption.
Right.
Yeah. So the watering hole is just a dump off.
I'm going to use my 2-man to
That's definitely what
finally
it says.
contribute to the. You guys don't even see. You see these waves coming. You don't do anything about it. So I've got to be the one step in.
No, I already did it and invited you. So you. I can't negotiate. Can I politic
before he does it?
Well, but look, there's for all your talk, nothing's been built.
Nothing's been built yet.
So
Let's do it.
So I
finish that for us.
I get to boost +2.
All right, cool.
So I have 4. I'm gonna use all 4 of my cards. So 2 stone.
Okay, great. So that will finish off the wall.
Right.
So go ahead, do the honors.
The first wall.
Wait, what was your bonus? What did your bonus do?
I get a +2 boost to my man if all 4 of my lakes are not.
No, that's really cool. Okay.
And then I'm going.
So this goes back to 0.
Yes.
This will go up.
Well,
No,
this
that's only
this would go back to 0, but you cannot. The next section cannot be stone.
Right, and then so my last one, I'm going to place a clay.
Okay, so start us off on the clay. And having spent 3 total resources, go ahead and advance on the track.
4 resources. Oh no, 3 resources.
It was 2 stone and 1 clay, right?
Right. Oh, that's right. Sorry, you're right. So 3 on the track. Now I can get
either 3 coins or your second laborer.
I'm gonna take my second laborer. I will put on build.
These guys are pretty cool. Fun idea.
And so now we're on clay, right?
Yeah. Now
how many cards do you guys have?
Clay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand.
You have
4.
I'm gonna see if Kellen wants to.
I don't.
Okay.
Okay, so no one gets any boost. Nothing
Get
else happens.
I made sure to look at the mic
We're not going to get wrecked because
you did your
I've
job.
protected us.
Well, but even
I think even so, we're still
potentially
messed.
wrecked.
I hope.
Me, right?
Yeah.
Since I said no to his advances. Now it's a resource I don't want. How many? 10 is the max cards, you said?
8 is the
8.
limit, but you only have to discard down
At
during
the-
upkeep. Oh, sorry, at the turning of the tide.
After you've... Yeah,
After the
okay.
entirety of the thing, yeah. So you can have as many cards as you want.
Yep.
Until then.
That. Alright, so I will... Well, but that's not efficient, because I can already dump off one. What would be efficient? I'm gonna put this here for 5. I'm gonna take all 3 of these. And then... Top deck. Yeah, because that's 5.
Good.
Yep.
The white, these mean what? That it happens immediately?
Yes, immediate effect.
Okay.
Lowlands.
That's interesting. That's for every sheep I could house, get some coins. Do I want to?
What's quite interesting?
Don't you worry.
You have to tell us, bro.
Okay. Does not seem like my time.
Oh, one thing I don't think you mentioned is that at any time you can trade 2 of one resource.
Oh my god, yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes. So when anytime, oh my god, that's huge. Anytime you spend a resource card, you can spend 2 of the same of a different resource card instead.
Yep.
Okay. I am going to do the following. Man, I really wish I could help with that. That would be awesome. I'm gonna build a building.
You know what building?
Yeah, it's going to be the Shepherd's Guild.
What does that do, Neelan?
Shepherd's Guild does the following. I get to immediately move fences, as if with 3 action points worth, and I gain 2 sheep. Okay? So that's going to cost me a... that's going to cost me more than I thought. Darn.
Everything you have, sir.
I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm actually just going to draw resource cards. Wow, this is turning out terrible. I'm going to pay a coin, and I'm going to draw 4 cards.
For your second action.
1, 2, 3, and that's done.
You definitely don't accomplish a lot on any one action.
Yeah, it does seem like 3 actions for an entire round is not that many.
Well, especially because you've only got one heavy hitter.
Right, exactly.
And coins are 1.
Hmm?
I'm going to pick card.
Take them all, man.
There.
1 coin to boost any.
This is one of those things where I'm feeling like I need giving up tracks as well. And
Top deck. Okay. Now for me, for my last action of the round, I think that I am going to build fence. Unfortunately. Oh, but it's the same thing. I can only do 2. I'm so dumb. I don't want to do fence. Why am I? Why? That's obvious, right? Also build a building of some kind. I could contribute to the dike, but that doesn't. Even 2 doesn't seem that good. But it'll unlock this thing if I do 2.
Correct.
That's pretty good. We're gonna do that, unfortunately. I don't think that's exactly right, but so I pay 2 of this brick to move that up. I go up 2. I immediately unlock this one, or I could move that one, but that seems dumb. And I will put that on. Where did you put it?
I put it on the cheap.
Yeah. Something you would do.
And then did we move the track up too?
We did.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and then you had one
How many cards do you guys have? Show
I have
me
a
the
ton.
cards.
5.
Look at all these
Lowlands.
Yeah.
Would you like to join us?
I would love to.
I know I betrayed
Trust.
the little Dyke Alliance.
How many did you pay? 2.
I did 2.
So we are going to be 1 short.
We're going to be 1 short, yeah.
You couldn't pay 3.
Great.
You can't.
No, you can't.
I can't. I tried.
Well,
dude.
here it is. 2 clay.
I don't want sheep to be good.
1, 2, 1, 2. Kellen gets a boost. And we have
Callan gets a boost.
that.
That could be the name of a podcast episode.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
That is.
Okay, I am going to build the Shepherd's Guild. Doop doop doop. My number 4 man.
Foreman?
Yes. I'm going
That's a
to
pun.
spend. That's a good word.
No.
I liked it. Okay, it's going to cost 2 stone, a clay, and I'm substituting 2 wood for the second clay. I then take the Shepherd's Guild, and I would immediately get to do 3 fence actions.
Do you have the resources to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do that right now. I'm just going to build 3 fences for 1, 2, 3 wood. These guys, we'll put them like so. I then also immediately get sheep. Thank you. We'll go to my hay rack. And that is the end of my
You
turn.
unlock your guy. Oh, that's during the upkeep phase. Right?
No, that happens immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then I will place.
But this doesn't happen. Oh,
that,
because
that's the hand
indicates
indicates income. Yeah.
Oh, so wait. So then, that's not during the income phase? Then is it?
No.
Okay, so you don't get 2 moves.
You don't. No. You don't get to continue to move it during income. No, it's the first time you uncover it, then you get to place it.
Oh, so I'm stuck there.
I'm trying to think of the other ways. Well, the only way you'll be able to move it is if you uncovered that, and I assume there must be buildings that would do it.
Okay.
Because it does seem like there are very few times you get to move that laborer. Then, huh?
Okay, you got that, Kellen?
Yes.
Okay, so wherever you place your guy is pretty fixed.
Forever?
Seemingly quite fixed.
You told us we could move it.
Yeah, you can, but it just doesn't seem that there are that many opportunities to actually do so.
Oh, it's just the first time you uncover it.
Right.
So, like, the first time we get through that, you could move it again.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm gonna put it on the keep. Man.
Making a run on the sheep, Neelan?
No. Like sheep.
So the new one is Jam Stand.
Jam stand. What is a jam stand?
You tell us.
Each time you enclose 1 or more spaces showing bushes in a pasture during a build or move fences action, take 1 sheep from the supply and house it if possible. You can trigger this effect multiple times with the same bushes if you move fences with a later action and then enclose the space again. So every time you enclose a bush, you get a free sheep. Even if you just keep doing it on the same bush over and over again.
What's your last action, Mark?
Okay. Well, if I don't do something, we are going to get flooded.
only going to take 1 clay.
And then you could invite me for
Yeah.
bonus.
After the negotiating I was doing my eyes that was unreciprocated.
I think the rule book prohibited us from looking each other in the eyes.
I looked you in the eyes. Where in the eyes?
Neil, and while what are the sheep? The 2 on top, the 1 on bottom. What does that mean?
So when you're buying and selling sheep from the market,
Yeah.
You can only buy them from or sell them from a single row.
Okay.
So if you pick 1 row and buy as many sheep as you want. So in this case, the limit on how many you could buy would be 2 at the moment.
Okay.
And the limit on how many you could sell would be 3.
Got it. Makes sense.
Okay. I'm gonna build. Cheaper for me, so I'm gonna use 1 stone and 1 wood. Auction house. Before breeding, I can sell a sheep. Coin.
Don't screw up.
Your placement, very important. Building placement.
I'm really bad at like the spatial part of that because like if I would have put this anywhere else,
right,
I could have had a.
That's true. Yeah, no, I feel like I'm marginally better at it, but I'm still mostly winning.
No, I think you're better at it. Certainly.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of the round.
Yeah, we'll put a new thing comes out here. Oh, and I get a card also. External stable.
Oh.
It can store sheep.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. What type of card is it? External stable of sheep holding. You can house up to 3 sheep on this tile.
There it is. All right, so the next thing that happens is
that was the end of the work phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. So breeding.
So before breeding, I'm gonna sell a sheep for $1
because you have an ability.
Because I have the auction house.
Okay, nice. I get 1 sheep finally, and it's going right in the lake because that's thematic.
I get 2 sheep.
The
please.
2 sheep in this enclosure had a baby, and then the sheep
sent
emerged
it to the lake from the lake
out of the water in the bottom left corner of my board.
This like dripping like
totally normal
looking thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the 2 sheep from the breeding. Then everyone gets their income. I'm gonna get 2 cards.
Oh, I'm gonna get.
I only
3
get
cards.
1 card. So we check. We still haven't checked hand size.
No.
Great.
Then get your farmers back. Reset the sheep market. No one's used the sheep market yet. First player changes, or in this case stays the same.
But we're about to go to this.
And we're about to go to that, yeah.
And get screwed?
Well, we are about to get screwed because the next thing happens at the end of Upkeep, actually, before we go there, is we do the last of these flood cards, which would have been 4 waves, which is 4 waves. So we are very much screwed.
But wait, so we don't even have time. It just hits us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it hits us immediately.
So the last one, we just don't know about.
We don't know how many. Yeah, right before we check the dike, we don't know exactly how many waves are coming out.
Got it. So that's the variable.
So we're now in the high tide phase. We check the dike does not hold, it breaks.
Wait, isn't this actually good for me or whatever?
It depends on what you're going for. It's going to be good for you. Yeah, totally.
Right now.
It's going to benefit you because
I contributed the most,
yeah.
And you guys slackers didn't help finish the building.
So, well, it's bad for us rather than it's good for you. So this moves in this direction because the dike breaks.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll take it.
Okay, so Helen, having contributed the most, gets no tokens. Mark gets 1, and I get 2.
And that's your distance from me, or just
distance in dike points. So
he's
the black numbers,
and you're 2 away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Great.
So this would mean at the end of the game, I'm losing 2, which is
if the dike doesn't.
The dike does not hold at the end of the game. Yep. Correct.
Okay.
That's the end of the high tide phase. We're going to go into the second year or stage of the game.
These are gone, I assume.
Yes, those are gone.
And then I just put out 3 more.
Put out 3 more face down.
And even the first one's not.
And then we would flip that one up right now as well.
And they're all the numbers don't go in. These are just shuffled.
No, they're just shuffled. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the first one is 4.
4 waves, and then we can put them out right now. This is terrifying.
2, 3. Yeah, you think that you want to build up your own thing, but you only need to help with the dike. All we care about. Is it? It's only 1 away.
It is only 1 away, so we would get the next section fairly quickly.
Nice.
And then that is the end of the turn of the tide phase, and we go into another worker phase.
And this is me.
Phase. This is you to start. Yeah.
I love it. So I am going to place fences. And this gives me +1, so I need to put my 4 here so that I can have 5. And then that allows me to move that.
Hmm.
So in order to... Oh, but is it +1 and I have to pay for it?
It gives you one more action point. So yeah, you would still have to pay for that fence.
Okay. Well, I get... Oh, no, I don't, so I can't do that.
Was the first phase of the wall built with wood or stone? You guys remember?
It was
It
built
doesn't.
with stone.
It doesn't matter. We can alternate. We can go.
Oh, we
back
can
and
go
forth. Yeah.
back. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So in order to use this... Wow, that's even...
Which part?
Well, because this is just +1, like...
One potential to
like
spend.
where that's just like
yeah,
literally less cards.
right.
Okay. Well, what can I do?
I guess there is somewhat value in moving your first laborer rather than placing it. May not care at all about.
So I'll do this. I will do
That's amazing.
the dike. Okay. And I will contribute, not how you say the word contribute, Neelan. 1 of the required resource.
I love it.
This builds that second thing. This goes up. Then I
2
can.
cards in hand.
I'm gonna switch it to stone and contribute a stone,
Okay.
which is free.
Yep. Cool.
So then I go up 1 again.
Mhm.
And now I can invite either of you to help with the stone dike. How many cards?
8.
2.
Mark. Would you like to help up to 2 stone?
Stoned up. Stoned up.
Come on.
Look at
Neelan
this.
wants to farm sheep.
See, the thing is, Neelan has all the sheep, but we're doing all the work protecting
Yeah,
the sheep.
That's how it should be.
That's about
that's
something.
Lowlands.
Yeah, that's
You all
about
got
right.
Lowlanded.
All right. And what? And that is my turn.
It's like a building.
You're done with the dike.
That's right.
Actually, it's not like I haven't wanted to. It's just that it's never been a good
right.
resource.
It's not
for
like
me.
he hasn't wanted it. He just hasn't done it.
Not yet.
I could use more sheep space.
We're gonna let your sheep drown.
Oh, that's a +2 bonus. That's kind of cool.
+2 coins. Oh no,
Or
the +2
2.
farm thing. Yeah, that
Or
is quite
+2.
nice.
Oh, because the 2 is victory points though, so you might want that. That's annoying.
Let's do the following. I'm going to use my 3-man. I'll use my 2-man over here to draw 3 cards. They will be 2 stones and a wood.
Kelly, you can just
probably gonna
give me
have
that
to-
card because I'm.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out what it did. But
So I'm building the external stable.
and what does that do for you?
I can put 3 sheep in this thing. Like it's 1 cheaper for me, so I'm gonna.
That's it.
I don't know how valuable end of game victory points. No.
What do you mean by
Pretty
that?
valuable.
Like
You
no,
want them,
like
I
this
see.
is this merino farm is
Yeah.
per sheep you could build, gain 2 coins.
Right.
So is gaining 4 coins by building it valuable? It doesn't
Yeah,
seem like
I
it.
have literally no idea what typical scores are like. I mean, I think it would be reasonable to, like, you know, estimate how many sheep you're going to have, where you're going to be on the dike track. I mean, my gut feels at like 50, 60 points is maybe a winning score. I don't know.
Yeah, it is hard to tell, certainly. But I also want to build. Oh, but that is one of those. That was your turn, Mark?
Yeah, and so I'm bringing a new card out. It's the pet shop.
Okay.
You just paid these markets?
I did, yes.
And the pet shop, you can house 1 sheep on each of the gaps between orthogonally adjacent buildings. Build 4 buildings in a square. You can house up to 4 sheep on the gaps between them.
Wait, repeat that one more time.
So if
Yeah.
you build a building right here, you can house a sheep in the gaps between
I
the
see.
buildings.
Oh, interesting. Seems like that would be hard
Hard.
to get working.
Yeah, it would be like and what do these 2 do, if you can remind? 1 coin is a you spend 1 coin to get that bonus.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you just said this, but this is only in buildings.
Between buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buildings.
As in
So
brown,
I'm
the
pretty
walled
much
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it. And this one.
You
does
finish
what?
the current dike segment.
Yeah.
And you move up 3.
Oh yeah, on the track.
Which is quite
Quite
could have
good.
been
But it's a
really
one-time
good.
shot.
And this is every time you want to spend a coin.
Every time you do something, you can spend a coin to boost it by 1.
Yeah.
But that's what I told myself I wouldn't buy.
Yeah. Okay, so I uncovered this, so I'm going to move this guy. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, either one of those you can move. Where was it before?
It was on the
My
building
building thing.
discount.
Okay. I am going to. I haven't heard of Lowlands actually. Where did you hear of this and get it? Seems interesting. Frames seem to be dropping a little bit. That's interesting. It's saying I've got 1% dropped frames. So it is dropping a smidgen, but still looks mostly good. Lowlands has kind of been hyped by Shut Up and Sit Down recently. It's been hyped by No Pun Included.
Yeah.
But it's been trashed by some other reviewers, so it's kind of interesting in that sense. I am going to buy the thing that lets me pay money to
What you said you wouldn't do?
what I said earlier that I would not do.
This says a lot about you.
So I do not have to pay the one of the 2 of that. So I pay 1 of that. I pay 1 of this and 1 wood, as well as my 3 worker. This can go wherever I want it, but we already have shown that I don't know how to use these, so I will put it there. And that uncovers this, which is good for income. And that is the end of my turn.
Dike Court. We are now defendants in Dike Court.
Dike Court?
During the high tide phase, if the dike breaks, you take half as many dike breach tokens as normal, rounded up. That protects you from breach. Okay. And that was the end of your turn, Kellen, so it's me?
Yes.
I know what I want to do. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build the dike tool shed.
Dike tool.
And if I knew what that meant, I would be shocked.
Right
now.
It's going to cost me 1 wood, 1 clay, and then I want to card instead of 1 because actually, let's do these. So that's the resources I need, the man I need. This is the dike tool shed. I will place it. Yeah. Fences over here. I would have more fences. It would be quite good as well. Let's put it there. That is another building for me, and it is an immediate effect, which means we finish the current dike segment, and I go up 3 on the
Scumbag.
Um,
And does this count as the completed
yes.
thing?
So we completed 1 of stone, and then so the idea is you would
Did
just
you
leave
read
it
that?
there. Yeah, that's basically how it is. So that's completed. Then next time someone builds 1, they could just pick wood or clay.
I don't believe you.
And that is going to be the end of my turn. Except that I must move my labor if I should.
What was that building called?
That is the dike tool shed.
Put one of these new ones out, the Carpenter's Workshop, which is the same thing as Kellen built, the one that, and the Bricklayer's Workshop. It's this kind of 1 wood building.
What you got, Kellen? Okay.
You would also get to choose, which would be a fun way to hate.
I get to choose the resource?
No, if there was none there, you would choose whatever resource you wanted to have become the completed.
I see.
Which you would take what someone did.
So I'm just gonna move my labor so long. So I would say maybe just go ahead, Mark.
Okay. I'm gonna take 4 card or 5 card. Go.
experimenting because I kind of liked this.
What are you doing, Mark?
I took 5 cards.
Oh, are you done?
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm going to leave my laborers where they are. They're happy.
Cool. I am going to build fences. Oh, I guess I'll have some left over, which is fine. So I have up to 5, but I'm only going to build 3.
Okay.
And then 3. Gotta get this started. So I can build like a. No, I guess it would have to be a 3. Like that. But I couldn't. To move one, could count as one of my 3, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing I can do. So if I want to use this building, how does 3?
Which building?
I don't know how to spend 3 here. Let me get the door.
So you're wanting to place 3 from your board?
If I can.
If you can.
Because it has to come from something.
Yeah, and that would unlock a thing for you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure that there's any way you could effectively do that.
If there is no way to do it, then I guess I'll just do 2.
You place these 2 right now, is that correct?
I mean, I could place 3, I guess, and go the other way, and then place 2 later. So if I went
Right.
1, 2, and then 3,
yeah,
I could do that.
at least, yeah, that
Yeah.
gives you something.
And then I'll do the 2 at a future point.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
And is that enough to uncover your second labor thing?
It is a no. There's
Okay.
2 that are there,
Okay.
but it's enough. I didn't have anything on
Got it.
so it helps me.
Okay. It's my turn next, and I've definitely done this all wrong. Because I would very much like to do some fences. But
Be right back.
Can I see the rules?
yeah. Okay, so I'm hoping to like create space for sheep because I have 3 sheep coming. Oh, you know what? I might have to just sell some sheep. That's what I wanted to do. Basically, I still don't have the right farmer for it, but that's okay.
Is there another? Is there nothing? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's what I meant.
This is the building reference.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so let's think this through. I have 7 sheep right now, which means if I sell 3, I will gain 2. Yeah, that seems like the right move. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place my farmer here.
Okay. So that means you have 4 sales, 5 sales.
I have 4
sales
potentials
and
a card. Yeah. Sorry, and the sale price is boosted.
Right.
I'm going to sell 3 sheep, and let's just do. Don't think a huge amount is, but let's do these 2 here and 1 over here, and I can sell all of them to the bottom row of the market. Okay. Sheep.
Nealon's selling sheep.
Give me 4 coins each.
4 coins each.
So I get 12 coins, please.
Wait, and you still have... Oh no, you're getting rid of them.
I've already moved them.
How did you have so many sheep?
I just had so many sheep.
Doing what?
They were breeding.
You've only
Sheep
bred
breeding.
twice.
Yeah.
So
So
you had 2 the first time, so you gained 1.
I also have a building that gave me 2 sheep.
So you bred twice.
I bred twice and gave me another +2. Yeah. So I've sold those sheep. That was 3 action points. I have 1 left over, which I will use to draw a card, and it will be this wood card over here.
Oh, I also was supposed to get...
Card?
Yeah, because I put fences on here. I was supposed to get 2 cards.
Okay.
Because I have 5 fences, I built 3.
Do you want to potentially take the wood?
I do. I want to take it just to...
Yeah.
I'm taking both of them.
That's
actually pretty much cheating.
That kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
but
go
I
with
think
it.
that you've done something with the sheep here. You were cheating.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right. Let's take one of these.
It absolutely seems...
Seems right to me.
Yeah, seems deliciously right.
Okay, that is going to be my action.
Okay.
Mark.
I'm going to...
Oh, my sheep money, Kellen.
Hmm?
Look at my sheep money.
Yeah, I don't know how you still have 4. So they bred once. That gave you 1 extra. You sold 4?
I sold 3.
Sold 3.
Yeah.
So they bred twice. That got you...
Well, let's work through this. I had 2 to start.
Yep.
I gained 1 on the first breeding round.
Yep.
So that took me up to 3, right?
Yep.
Then I gained 2. That took me up to 5.
Yes.
Then they bred, which gave me another 2, which took me up to 7.
You have 2 places that they can breed.
What do you mean? Did I always have the space for them? There's 2. These 2 can go onto this spot, which is where 2 of them went, and I had a total of 5 spots. 5 there, 2 up there.
So the 2 up there that bred,
Uh-huh.
you put their
I
offspring.
placed them in those
Alright.
fences that I had built over
I'm
there.
protecting Neelan's sheep.
I see.
So I get that's a 2 plus 2, so it's a 4. Going all clay.
You
Okay.
building the.
Oh wait, what was your? How many action points did you have to spend on that?
2 plus 2.
Oh, okay, good.
So this goes out. You go up 4. And then you invite
And we're
someone.
building this out of clay.
Cards you have?
I have 3.
I have 4.
And yeah, I'm definitely doing it.
Okay, I can contribute 1 here.
Get my bonus. What's the
And
bonus again?
you're gonna go up to your.
No,
breeding
You
round.
go up 1.
You'll go up
Just right here.
Okay, what's that?
2
2
coins,
coins,
or
or-
get one of those boost tokens.
Spooky.
Okay, and that is it for the work phase. Upkeep. Breeding.
I'm gonna sell a sheep.
How much can you sell those for?
Oh, actually, I don't. I sell for 1.
Oh, okay.
I shan't sell a sheep.
Okay. Do breeding. I will get 2 sheep, please, Mark. Thank you.
Just get 1.
My hay rack. And that's the end of breeding. Income. I have 3 cards uncovered.
Yep. 3. Mark, you're a first player now.
This guy kind of looks like me. That's
Wow.
A joke.
That's
joke.
We
a
reset the sheep market, so all my beautiful sheep
reoccurring
Oh,
joke.
and
leave the market. First player we've done. We reveal the next flood card. 2. So we're okay. So we're gonna get at least 4.
So we're definitely not okay.
We're not okay now, no.
But I mean, the next one happens
Yeah.
before at the end of this, right?
Correct.
So we're here,
Yeah. Well, we're going into that now, yeah.
meaning that no matter what, we have to keep.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to build at least 1 more section. Although, actually, no, we're at the interesting point where these dike sections
Are small.
are only 3.
So you have to build.
We have to build 2 dike sections in order to survive.
A lot of building of this thing.
So actually, we're actually at an interesting point in that if we don't build 2, we will guaranteed fail. If we do build 2, we will guaranteed succeed.
That's something a trader would say.
Wait, did you contribute to the thing? To the dike?
Me? Yeah.
How many?
I just won.
Okay, because I put 4 in.
Oh, I don't think we moved me up 1 then.
Okay.
No. Sorry.
I am building. Oops, I should. I'm building.
Is that 2?
I get 2 fences now, and then for every enclosed thingamajigger, before the storm surge, I get 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
3.
It's a little hard because those end of game things, we've all kind of gone a different way, and in order to stop Neelan, for example, from getting the sheep one, it would be astronomically expensive, or not worth it. Seems like, but I could be wrong. So you have built.
I have built.
We have it. We don't replace that building.
We do not.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna build fences. I can't tell you which one I'm gonna use. I don't think it. Let me space it out for a sec because I'm not great at this stuff. So I could do 1, 2, and then 3, 4. I think 3, 4, 5. That's it. Okay. So I have to put my 4 here. Oh, but I also have to have 5 of these cards, which I 1, 2, 3. I do. So 5 wood. I spent 5. 4 plus 1. I've built a lot of enclosures. And so that's so now I've got 3. I will put this sheep.
Yeah. Where did that sheep come from?
My lake.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And that is the end of my turn.
Okay. I am going
this
to.
guy's not this turn.
I'm going to use my 3 man.
Foreman. Tough game.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to keep that guy. So let's use my 3.
You're using your.
I'm using my 2.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take.
Oh, and
2
I
stone.
uncovered something. What does that mean? $1 or 1 card for something?
During your income, you get to choose either.
Oh, that's great.
Card. That will be it. I will take those 3 cards.
Mark, what you doing, son?
My sheep.
Oh, because you would buy sheep because you want them to breed.
Yeah, like
and because
getting 1
points
excess
at the end
sheep.
of the game.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Taken. No tapping.
Do that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm taking 3 cards. This should be in every.
Oh, but I wanted this card. Oh, that doesn't.
that doesn't work retroactively. No.
Oh, it doesn't work every round.
No.
That seems unfair.
You
right.
get.
Yeah.
I am building the dike. For 1 of these. Finish that off, and then 1 of these, which is freebie. I go up 2. I'm gonna take the $2. I don't need more choices of actions. And then how many cards do you guys have?
I have 4,
7.
8. And let's do that first like section. Mark?
Oh,
It's
finishing.
Oh yeah. 8. I will invite Nealon.
Okay.
Well, maybe I want him to be like way behind, but interesting.
Sticking with me.
Yeah.
And how many did you contribute?
2.
So I will contribute 2 stone.
This goes up 2. You go up 2. I go up 1. Okay?
Yeah.
That is it for my building.
Okay.
Mark?
Nope. Me.
That's not how
I'm
clockwise
wrong.
works.
Yeah. Come on, man.
What?
I got flustered. I thought at the turn order. Oh, but it is weird because I want to build the dike, but I don't want the dike to finish.
Right.
That's kind of the weird thing about it. That's the weirdness of the semi-cooperative nature of it.
I'm going to.
Very interesting.
And up. I'm going to use my 3 man. Roll the dike. And I will be using where would 3 get me to? I'm gonna do 2 stone. Get us up 2. That'll get me to there. I will take the boost. And how many cards do you each have? Mark, I'd like to help.
How many?
I played 2.
Oh, but I can start the next one.
You can start the next one, yeah.
But it can't be the same.
1.
And then 1 of them.
Yep.
Okay, and we've successfully fended off the waves. Other color.
Oh,
I got you.
sir.
I really like the 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
pretty
that's
neat.
awesome.
Like you can literally see.
I also like the
there.
board. The board's really cool, like that. The
waves
waves
back
and I like the
there.
sheep fleeing. It's
Right.
cool. And this is like the tide marker. It's like all done really well.
Okay, that's my action.
All right, I'm fencing. Go 4 fence.
Should I grab the rules?
Yeah. The rules are
The rules. The rules.
I'm just gonna draw cards while
Okay.
you are fencing.
Sure.
Draw 4 of them. So I will draw everything. All 4 cards that are. How's that, Neon? Is that allowed?
That's fine.
You're
It's
policing
not
how I draw
ideal.
cards.
Me. I'm going to sell some sheep. I'm gonna sell 2 of them. Over here. And that's gonna give me 4 coins. Yeah. Sorry, 4 coins each. My bad. So
sorry.
another 4. I'll give you another.
So the question, just finished a couple podcast episodes. Alan, were you trolling about doctorates about mathematics? So the PhD thing is kind of half a joke.
Wait, what was it?
It's doctorates of mathematics.
Yeah.
Are you joking
Right.
that you didn't know that that was a thing?
Oh,
I think I definitely knew that you could have a PhD in a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But the idea that
You would be called.
like that you would be a math doctor,
Right.
for some reason had never struck me,
So real quick, just to finish off my turn.
which makes me dumb.
I've sold 2 sheep, so I have 2 action points left. In which case, I will grab 2 clay.
Okay.
And that's the whole truth. Who's up?
Whoops, that is turn which I saw.
we are done.
All right. So let's. How does this end of thing go?
Okay, so that is it. That's we're going to upkeep. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so breeding. I would like 2 sheep, please, Mark.
2 sheep.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Why do you get 2 sheep?
Because I have 4 sheep.
They have to be in close together.
No,
You told us that earlier.
He did not.
I literally will scrub the video. You told us that.
I did not. I
You
said
did
you
not.
Wait,
get
so
every
my
2 sheep.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh no, I specifically asked. No, I'm 100% serious.
I don't remember you specifically asking.
I did.
I'm
100% serious.
I'm very sorry.
That's why I was confused about how many sheep you had.
I see.
Because I was like, how do you have? I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
understand. And then I was
you-
thinking these bred, which made
Right,
sense.
No, you just
I knew
need
that the
space.
offspring could move.
Yeah, it doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't-
The spatial component is only for how many sheep you can have.
Well, that's literally why I did this.
I
Now see that?
yeah. I mean that
I have 2
starts
sheep.
to make sense. I'm very sorry.
Do you want to rearrange your fences?
Yeah,
No.
I would say
I mean,
that's-
it's possible. I mean, it sounds like 2-to-1. I misheard you. I'll just put them like this.
I mean, even if you did miss here, I think you can.
Yeah,
I would say like I mean these were your start. No, sorry, those were your starting.
I
fences,
don't.
right? So
I don't understand how to make it better. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, you can probably set it up so you can enclose more sheep.
No. It's,
Well, at the very least, on a future turn, you have 4 actions as a strong. You move those fences, break those walls, and
just remove them.
no, I mean reposition them without having to spend resources or anything.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily.
If you can come up
So
with a way
what-
to move the fences,
One.
I will
No.
allow
It's
it.
okay. I'm not trying.
Neela
to-
will allow it.
well, I say allow it. but yes, I think
No, no,
that
no.
makes
That's fine.
fair. I'm definitely not trying to be a dick about
No,
it.
it's all good.
Um,
All good.
okay, that is it for breeding.
Yep.
Collect your income. I'm gonna collect 3 cards.
Cards and 2. Oh, I can get 3 cards and 2.
You get 3 cards and a coin.
Wait, 3 cards and 2. Oh, you got all those buildings as well. Wow.
How you play?
That's how
Can
you
I-
Lowlands.
Can I get 1 coin?
Income is done. Get your farmers back. Reset the sheep market. First player stays with Mark. And
I need a card off the top.
we reveal the next flood card. 5 waves.
Woo.
So we know we're fine.
Super scared though.
Kind of, yeah.
You can see that foam coming off the top of that.
Breaking over the top of the wall.
That's right.
It's interesting that these aren't separated, like, so you don't have to know, they have to fit fairly precisely without, like, perforated lines.
Mm.
Just the year away. Alright, and Mark is first player again?
Yep.
Oh, well, now we do let's go into the high tide. So we would check the dike. In this case, we know that the dike holds. So this is going to go back up to this direction. And then whoever is in the last place, myself being that person, gets no coins. And each of you get 1 coin.
Because we're 1 ahead of
Because
you.
you're 1
you
point
wanna-
ahead.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna do a little bit of change of route here.
You're taking my money?
Yeah.
Is that, what building gives you that power?
It counts money.
Yeah. Makes complete sense.
That is it for the storm surge phase. We're going to go into a new tide phase, which Cullen has done already. Put the top card.
And this happens now.
Now, right now,
Woo!
there's the big one. So this was when I had said
1,
the recommended starting game. You
Is
would
to
not
take that
to
out.
take that 6 out, but
2,
we're professional.
3,
Sheep
Are we
farmers.
professionals?
I don't know.
4,
Yet to find out, I guess.
5, and 6. So we,
That's-
how many
that's
do we have
bad.
to build, Neelan? Our doctor of
2
math?
more sections.
2 more sections.
Yeah, because that takes us all the way to the end.
All
of the
right,
game.
got it.
Well, no, I mean we actually have to build a lot more than that, to be honest.
Oh, because we've
these are
got-
4s
yeah, of
coming,
course.
so,
So
we're
we know.
kind of messed, I think,
We're gonna be in trouble.
unless we do a lot of building.
This is Lowlands for anyone joining us. The new semi-cooperative not worker placement, but you're building out your farm while also defending against the incoming tide. Mark has the first action of this upcoming round.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken,
That's correct, sir.
because you have the first player marker that looks like you.
Right.
And we have a question for you, Mark, but we'll ask you after you take your turn.
Okay.
I'm just noticing Mark's industrial complex over there for the first time, and it's quite impressive.
Yeah, well, mine makes no sense.
Oh, I
so
just
his-
realized that I only have 2 more
2 more fences.
2 more fences.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Interesting. So I'm going to following. So people are asking, but I'm going to take cards. I'm going to take.
Taking cards?
How's that being received by the?
They love it. Take cards. Just oh wait, I wanted some. Okay. Wow, that joke wasn't only funny once.
That's debatable.
So, all right, Mark.
Yeah.
Your question is, Lewis and Clark ran long when you played it.
Yeah.
I played 3-player, and it would go only 45 minutes or so.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Is that you've only played it once?
Well,
yeah.
Let's.
Because I mean, I've only played it once.
Oh, and so
it
in your
ran,
one time,
it ran
too
long, and then
Yeah.
I was concerned about it. Not concerned. I was wondering if that was a common issue, and I saw that there were people who were complaining about the same thing. So it may have just been us, or maybe something a part of the game. But and it was the commenter say 3 players.
Yeah.
Okay. We played it, I think 4. It ran really long, 2 hours. But
So I can build a building.
Just one quick thing: is anyone over 8 cards? Because now would have been the time to discard.
Not
I have 8 exactly.
exactly. But that's unfair.
So he's played it 3 times, maybe 4.
Okay, and it's always short.
And it's short.
Okay.
Yeah. What buildings would help me, guys? Who wants to offer that up? Bank.
Fish pond.
Oh, and we're in the last stage of the game,
The
so
whole
we
game.
have 6 more actions.
So breeding will only happen one more time.
Breeding will happen twice more each
Here and
upkeep.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't believe you guys did that. Me. I want. Oh, but any 2 could be 1 if you wanted to.
Yep.
That's no good.
May I grab that reference?
Oh, and that +2. I'm really struggling with what will actually help me at this time. The sheep are either going to go up to 4 or stay
Down
at
to
3.
Yeah.
The sheep, you can sell them now, you can sell them at the end of the game. As long as you can store them, you're fine with sheep. Maybe I'm revealing too much stratagem here to you guys, huh?
Probably.
Most likely. That would give me 6. That.
Love the option.
Yeah, that's great.
So this gives me what?
You get a sheep right now.
And then per 4 sheep.
Get a 5th.
When?
During the storm
surge,
phase.
and you can place them on here. You can place up to 4 on here, I think. For every 4 sheep, you get another one, and that the sheep that you get are placed on there, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to be able to house them. You just house them on that tile.
Unlimited number.
Unlimited number.
Okay.
I see. And then this has to do with the
Cash.
bank, how much money you have, and this has to do with how much you've done for the dike.
For the dike, yeah.
So it goes up 3 when you build it.
And then for every 3 points, you go up another 2 spaces.
When every tide.
No, this is all during the storm.
All during the last one. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to buy this.
I'm just going to read it to make sure. Immediate advance 3 spaces. At the beginning of the storm phase, advance your dike point marker 2 spaces for every 3 dike points you have.
Sorry that took so
Ignore
long.
progress tokens.
Sorry that took so long, everyone. I'm going to build that here. So in order to build that, I need 1 stone because I get to do that.
Did you catch that last bit, Kellen, about ignoring progress tokens? So you would not gain the benefits of any tokens you passed.
Doesn't say that on here, yo.
It does not.
That's annoying. That's fine. Being up on that track doesn't do anything for you, though.
At the end of the game,
yeah,
it's this multiplied by that for points.
So the dike points are either worth 1 or 2 each.
And sheep are worth 3.
Worth 3.
Alright, well, I guess it's going back. And I will... and then I get this back. Had one of those. I am gonna build the sheep one then.
Okay.
So that costs my 4 still. That gets me a sheep. That costs 1 stone. Oh no, it costs 0 stone because I have that extra. It's me one of those, and I immediately gain 1 sheep. And you're saying that the extra sheep can go on here. That's all you're saying. Right. I see. Great. Sorry about that.
Me?
Yep. This is a tough game.
Yeah.
And then that breeding farm is this, so I can move one of these 2. They should do. Get a couple more actions here.
Okay. I'm going to use my 2 and 4 cards. 3 cards for the laborer. Okay.
Do you want your fence enclosed all the way? There's no money or incentive involved in that?
What do you mean by that?
In
Capturing spaces.
enclosing the whole space.
All about housing sheep.
Got it.
Okay. I'm gonna play my 3. He to 5. Oh, he's not.
Do you have to pay for that, or what is it? How does it work?
So it's non-enclosed
Yeah.
pawns, but one is now enclosed.
I see.
So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 5. I'm going to go 5.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then oh no, that doesn't build.
Nope.
It does.
It
Well,
builds
it's all
one.
one
Yeah.
section.
So it does activate. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whoever he
whoever
invites,
could choose the
the
next
one.
resource.
And you
card
get this
count,
as well.
card count.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh my
5,
God.
6, 7, 8,
Definitely
9,
in
10,
last, yeah.
11.
11, but he wants to use them. I'm going to do count.
All right. I can play how many?
Up to 5.
Wow. I will play 4. Does this work?
No, only for taking that action.
Oh, and then
How
I'm
do you
gonna
know
take my
that?
bonus.
Can you look
I'll
at
double
it?
check, but yeah, that would be my. That's just a gut take. What was that building
It's
called?
the Stonemason's Workshop.
I'm taking this bonus, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no, this effect applies while helping or
Yeah.
contributing to the effect.
I'll
Anyway,
keep
so
one,
you're
and
fine.
I'll go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm taking definitely money. Did you take money or
Yes, I
stone?
did.
We are.
Really?
Well, you're the one who's not building a type.
Well,
know.
I'm trying. I want to, guys.
Oh, and that was
like
how many?
I'm right there.
That was
with you.
4.
Okay, you have like 75 cards, and you
Yeah, so you
want to
have-
build a dike. So
I mean,
say build.
build
no,
the
no.
dike.
I mean, I want to.
Right.
Oh, he wants to
He
help
wants-
someone else.
I just getting there.
We want to flush out a sheep. I'm
Right,
saying.
exactly. Your sheep
Yeah.
are like,
They're a
whereas Callan
problem.
sheep are drinking at the pond, yours are gonna drown.
Yeah, my sheep can stay in their ponds.
You think about it. We have a lot more water coming.
Yep.
I'm not entirely convinced we're going to be able to keep up. I'm going to sell some sheep. Sell 3 of them for 4 each. 12 coins.
The way. Would you like anything else with your 12 coins?
Very much.
Um,
And that is my turn.
give me 12. And you were able to sell 3 because you put the 3 worker out. You're able to sell them for more than they're worth because of.
Actually, I'm going to only sell 2 of those.
Can't take it back.
So that's 4 coins.
That sounds like us. Okay.
I'm going to.
Yeah, it doesn't. It feels very tight. Like there's not much.
Hard to do everything you want to do.
No, like it's. There's not very many viable things to do at any. Like you've gotten yourself there. I'm not saying it's like luck, but
I'm gonna
It
go
sounds like what it
fence.
is.
So, Neelan, why would I want to move these 2 fence pieces
Because
instead? Because they don't cost resources.
they don't cost resources. Yeah, that'll be the only reason. For 4 actions and no resources, you could create a lot more space.
Yeah, I'm done.
That would be the only reason.
Oh, I actually get 2.
And you can build as many green buildings as you want. But you can't build... You can only build 4 of these. Okay. What I've got here. What does this thing do?
It's like the other one you have, but it's a discount on brick instead of whatever you have.
Okay, well, and I already built. I will, I'll draw cards. So I will draw 4, because I have the extra. Draw,
Wait, how's your...
these. Oh, this shouldn't be allowed. I can't do that. Is that what you're looking at?
No.
I think that's fine.
Number of guys left.
Sorry, let's...
Going for... Shouldn't you be putting your last guy on now?
Let's figure that out. So, first thing, I can't build this here with that, can I?
I think you can. It's just a wasted
dumb.
fence. Yeah.
Okay. I see. You've gotten 2, so I should have already placed. So I built the dike with you. I built the breeding farm for my 4.
Right.
So what did I use my 3?
Did you build fences?
Drew cards.
You didn't sell sheep, certainly.
I didn't sell sheep. I didn't build the dike.
Did you build a dike before on your first turn? I don't
No, I built the breeding farm first.
Interesting.
Well, that's bad. And I literally have no idea.
So Mark was the first player.
Yeah.
Mark, I think because you did the dike first.
You didn't contribute to the dike of your own accord?
I don't think so.
First thing I did...
I mean, I was down to a low amount of cards, so it's possible No, because I was here. Remember, last round I was going to get that bonus
and
thing.
you spent 4?
No, I didn't. So that means someone went out of order. Actually, I have no idea, so I don't. Did I build more fences? Oh, was that what I did? No, I didn't build this round. I literally have no idea.
Did anyone in chat catch?
Not gonna happen.
Wait, so did I go out of order right now? What did you just do?
I just sold sheep. That was the last thing
Okay, no, I
did.
didn't go out of order.
And you drew cards earlier.
Yeah.
Unless Neelan went out of order.
And skipped you?
Yeah,
That's the
I
only
mean,
thing that
that's
makes
just
sense.
as likely as me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, no, that's the only thing that makes sense.
So, I mean, I guess you just take another action after. Take 2 actions in a row.
all right. I'm not gonna win anyway, so I think it's fine. But I don't love that. All right, I will.
So you've already drawn the cards?
Yeah. And I won't like take anything back. I'll just build fence. So it's
Okay.
Yeah. So I can build 2 fences, and I can choose to move fences to make more room, like this one, which is literally free because I'm dumb. So I can do 1, and then there's literally no reason to even have these walls.
Yeah, they don't do anything. Sorry, I meant that sounded meaner than I
No,
intended.
I mean it's real. I completely screwed up. I mean it's like the whole game, right? If you spent multiple turns doing that. So I move this one because that one's free, and then I can move one of these ones. The question is, what can I do?
We can talk about this after, I guess. But like, I'm not even sure what you thought the rule was based on.
Just
how
like
you
Agricola.
Oh, as in you would have to have the free space in the.
I asked, I can move the sheep wherever I want, but they have to be together to breed. Or I very literally asked. Maybe I enunciated it poorly. So I paid the 2 to make 2, right?
Right.
Or I didn't yet, but I can. But I can also move 1 for free. I can move 2 for free. I'm just gonna. No, but that doesn't create.
It does create something. I mean,
Not there.
Oh, not there now.
I can just create. I can create. I can move 2.
Yeah,
that works.
All right. Oh well, but that's on a.
You can move 2 to 1, 2.
Yeah, that's just as good. All right, I'll do that. Sorry, guys.
No problem.
That was a cluster.
And this will be the last action. What we're saying.
Yeah. Oh, before we do it again. Yeah, before we collect income.
I think I'm just going to do this now.
It is funny because we can actually adjudicate.
Yeah.
Did you ask this question?
Yeah, absolutely. And we can figure out where the skip happened too.
We can.
Oh, that's true, but it's like me cheating. That's
no, it might have been me. I probably just
it could have been me.
Okay, we're gonna do number 4 man over here. We're gonna build the bank.
Collected a lot of money.
And it's 2 clay. That immediately gets me 4 coins. Turn this in for a 5. Please.
Mark, can you help me? I actually can't do this. It's unenclosed. So I had 2. This hasn't affected anything.
Yeah.
So I had this one and this one. I took one from there, which is literally a freebie.
You can take one of these, the ones in here, right?
Yeah, I can take this one and do.
Right.
Sorry.
No problem.
That is my turn.
Okay.
That is
Cool.
the last turn
That's
of the
the last
work
turn.
phase.
Yeah.
Upkeep. Breeding happens first.
Okay, so I breathe.
I've got 3.
2 for me, please.
Selling them, dude. Nealon's gonna win.
Then, if everyone has
Here.
bred their sheep, collect your income.
Here.
Oh, and I'm
3 cards and
choosing
$1.
not to use that labor thing.
I have $1 mark. Thank you. And now we reveal
Yeah. We get your workers back, reset the sheep market.
reveal this for 4.
First player stays the same.
1, 2.
Dexterity element of this.
A little, a smidgen, a little bit of a dexterity element. Okay, so that is
the end of the upkeep. And
these are the last 3 actions.
correct. Last 3 actions of the game.
Okay, I'm gonna sell sheep.
Use them well.
Do they all breed at the end? Probably not.
Yeah, there's
oh,
one
no,
more.
they do.
There's one
There's
more
one more
upkeep
breed.
phase.
But 1 sheep per square. Maxed out. So you sold.
Yep.
Kellen.
I could sell up to 2 now is the most you could.
Correct.
And it doesn't matter. That's what's weird about it. Is it literally doesn't matter. The spatial element of it literally doesn't matter at all.
Well, it matters for like how effectively you can build pastures.
But
That
the
is
the
only
pastures themselves just add numbers to a spreadsheet.
Correct.
That don't.
Yeah.
That don't have anything to do with
Your
the
board is only about increasing how many sheep you can house.
Do those last 3 cards come out? Or last 3 cards come out?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Just random 3 that aren't in it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I thought they would all come out. I don't see how.
During the storm surge, they might all come out. I don't know.
All right. I'm going.
See, I actually don't think so, because if you're taking 1 card out, then they, you know what I mean? Then they definitely would.
I'm gonna build the dike here. 5. So 4 plus 1.
Okay.
So I have 2 stone to finish it, right?
Yep.
And I only have to pay 1. That finishes it.
Okay.
So I go up 2. And then I went up 2, I have 5, so now I can pay 3 of something else. 3 will be wood.
Okay.
And then I go up 3 more. 1, 3, and I have to choose $2 or a sheep. I will choose $2.
Okay, who would you like to help?
What do you guys got?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards.
And being first in this matters for going first in the next.
No,
There's
just
no
dike points are all that matter.
Okay, and playing first. But these are the last 3 actions.
Yeah, there is
So
no
it doesn't
first
matter.
player is not going to matter.
Mark.
How many?
I contributed up to 5. Does he also benefit from this bonus?
It's however
How
many you
cards
actually
threw
contributed.
in?
I only threw in 4 cards because I have the -1. I don't know how that works.
Interesting. What is the name of that building, Kevin?
Name of the building is the Stonemason's Workshop.
Contributed like without paying resource cards, and then the rules for help say for each resource paid.
Neon chooses. Game. Neon chooses.
You may pay up to as many resources as you paid. I don't know.
Okay, so how many cards did you actually?
It's not.
throw out?
He actually
4.
paid 3 cards. So I would say the rules as written would say. Sorry, 4 cards. So the rules as written implies 4. That feels a little bit weird to me.
But it's also like, why should my building bonus help
Benefit
him
Mark. Yeah,
in
you're
a
right.
follow?
You're
like,
right.
like I mean, it seems like the follow's already super great.
Yeah. I would say let's say 4.
And that is enough for him to complete it in wood and choose the which.
And we placed this section that was just placed.
I don't know.
We did not.
Struggling to figure out why those colors.
Why?
It's like earth. Go grass.
Four is what we're saying.
4, yeah. Max.
I'm going to do the following. I'm going to go for
So 3 wood. Something else.
wood and
Clay.
It's clay.
Okay, and that was
so I
my.
go 1, 2, 3, 4. And
Okay. No, that was
No.
your. This may have been how we messed up.
Yeah, essentially.
Thinking I followed the helper rather than. Okay. Oops.
I'm just trying to figure out what.
I'm going to sell. That's my turn. I'm actually also going to use my farm token for that. Draw some cards.
Okay.
These 2. Yeah. Not what I should have done.
I'm going to go party card.
Used.
3, 4, 5. No.
Taking cards. You can always use your 3 to buy a 2 over there.
Yeah.
Use the extra
Yeah.
1. So what do I got? What is this one? Is that the that lets you put things between?
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, I'm going to I think move fences. And I don't know what I'm going to do next turn, but I'm going to move fences up to 3. So I'm going to just move these 3, you know, helpful ones. And can I make 3 do anything for me? There.
You can go. Oh no, won't help you.
That's not. Nothing's gonna get me 2, I don't think. Okay, that's fine. I screwed up enough.
I am going to build the dike with 4 clay.
Okay.
How many cards do you each have?
5.
Helen.
So it's orange.
It's
Yeah.
orange right now, and then color of your choice. 1 orange. Up to 3 of it.
Not gonna do.
Okay. So
It's you. Last action. Your last action.
I'm gonna build. So 5. 1 clay.
Is that gonna be enough to save us?
So that's a total of 5 movement.
If we finish this section, we are potentially saved, but we are not saved. Well, it can't be the 6. So if we build the next section, we will be fine.
Who are you inviting?
Helen might want to cheat the die. So
I
if
think Kellen does.
Do I?
It's already received.
I also have more than you.
How many
I'm
cards do you have?
generating more than you. 5.
7.
I'll do 2. But I only have to pay 1. Oh, that just
It's
here.
there, yeah.
We go up. This.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're safe. Can't be the 6, so at most it will be 5.
I am relying on you for that math. I think I've screwed up enough times.
I'm almost certain that
The cards in your hand don't do anything at the end of the game.
half a victory point each.
Thank you. So I would like to build a building if that's possible. Is there a 2 building out there
There's
that I
that
can
one.
build? Is that it?
and
That's
the
the
pet
only
shop.
2.
Pet shop's good for you. Huh?
Where's Pet Shop?
Pet shop is
Oh,
good
there
for
we go.
me. Can I build it? No.
Even with the double 2 for
Even
1.
with the double 2. I've got 1, so I would need 4 more cards. I need 4 of the same card in order.
Understand?
The jam stand
It's
is
1 brick and 2 clay,
No,
or 1 wood and 2 clay.
I cannot. Wow. Okay. So all I can do, because I can't sell sheep, which is also weird. Does that scale for a 4th player?
It does. It'll be
Interesting.
3 rows in a 4-player game.
So I'll just take the 3 cards, and I will take all 3 of them. For 1.5 victory points. This. Okay.
Yeah.
I will build.
Pretty rough.
Interesting.
Brothers Murph have raided our stream with a party of 19 people. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Other Southern California, LA boys.
Are they?
Yeah,
you guys
Brothers Murph are
LA
local.
Brothers Murph?
Yeah, we haven't met at Strategicon, but we should.
We should meet up at
Yeah.
Strategicon.
Definitely.
Wow.
Well, I love this podcast is broken.
Is that's them?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll have to check it out.
Appreciate you. Bye.
Okay, what are the
Did we
3
put the?
boards
Did we
over
put
here?
this?
Because
we
yeah,
never
we
saved
did.
it.
We did.
Yeah,
that
we
was
did.
the one that
We
saved
did.
us. That was the one
And
that
so this is the last action of the game, and then we're scoring.
Yeah. That does not help me. That does not.
I don't
Can't do that.
have not.
Okay, after you build a fence.
Whenever you fence in a bush.
Yeah, oh, the
you get
bush.
shit.
Right. This is not helpful. This
It's our first play of Lowlands, and I've gotten crushed because Neelan taught me the rules wrong. Most likely. He's unsure. But we absolutely should game sometime.
That would not be helpful.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Great.
Fish pond is victory point. Okay. Hold on.
This is going to be an extended episode of Neelan Takes a Turn. And
Sorry, it's like I haven't at any point like looked at the buildings, and now I think it's the only move that makes sense for me.
I actually felt quite restricted.
I did too.
Here at the end, like
Yeah.
with what could even,
Yeah.
you know, because building more fences or sheep
Yeah.
selling.
Yeah. That's for housing sheep. That's for points, but I can't build it. That is also for housing sheep. That gets me a sheep if I build fences on a bush.
To be honest, I don't even know what raiding someone else's stream means. Except,
Maybe all there because
Well, it said, like-
they do a stream also.
yeah,
So
but
they
it says a
probably-
raiding party of like
So they
level
probably
19.
like after their stream they all came over here or something like that.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
I feel
Um,
pleasantly rated though.
Pleasant.
It's
It's a pleasant rating.
Yeah.
That seems
Okay, we're just gonna do something for points here.
Of course you would.
You
So I
would
think
score
is about
points.
the best I could do.
This is like when we play code names. We just
I'm
try
just
to
gonna
scream at each other.
Build a building, and I'll take the dike core.
God.
It's gonna cost me
2 points.
why?
Giving up 4 cards.
Good point, Mark.
I'm just trying to
Good
extend this game as long as possible.
point.
They're saying it's a
I
pleasant
still
raid.
think that is the best return on investment of the cards that are out there. But
Neelan,
I
you're
actually-
gonna win.
I
Mark
actually
knows
have
raids.
to-
You know raids?
I know raids. Of course I know raids.
No.
It's only gonna be
Brothers Murph, I don't know if you guys have ever checked out our podcast. We just dropped an episode today about multiplayer solitaire games. I'm kind of the one who dislikes them. These guys, you know, we are not evil, okay raiders.
Yeah, no, I do feel pleasantly rated. Like I said,
I don't.
I was scared of a raid, but I feel like this
Yeah.
is a.
I mean, I
A
wish
raid
there
of
was like
hugs.
a
It's not-
flashing
it's
on
a
the
hug.
screen or something. I mean, it definitely helped our viewer count.
Can
guys.
somebody in the stream help Neelan on this last turn?
Yeah,
Because,
Neelan-
I'm sorry guys. This
No,
is
no, no,
this
it's
is
good,
like
good.
feels like a rough gig here, but I'm just not really sure what
I
makes
think-
sense at all.
The point I made on the podcast is that low conflict games or multiplayer solitaire is better for people you know less well, and that the more you know someone, even maybe on a quite personal level, the more you can play those things where you can really just backstab them over and over again.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do then. I'm just gonna contribute to the dike. I'm gonna spend 1 coin in order to do it.
Okay.
Farmer there already. And I'm going to choose to do it using wood.
Okay.
Okay.
Who are you following?
Let me do this first. 1, 2, 3. And then how many cards in hand, everybody?
4.
Yeah, no mean play. I think there are games where it
This
feels
counts, this
like
counts.
being mean hurts
four.
more than others, like in an engine builder.
I'll go for you, Mark.
Oh, did you just look at my
I
cards?
just counted them.
You
Sorry.
count?
Yep. Okay, so Mark goes up 1 point. Oh God!
Did you just give him
I just
5
gave him
points?
5 points. Hang on.
Yeah, well, you can't.
Oh yeah, no, that's too
You
late.
can't take it
Whatever.
back now.
I go up
Neelan
1.
takes a
Wow!
turn.
I literally just gave Mark 5 points. That is incredible. That is the best possible conclusion of my half-hour turn.
Yeah. We're friends.
Oh my God!
Plus
We're all
5.
If I
friends.
lose the game because of that,
I want you to win by like 4
You want me to
points.
win by 3?
I know. I want you to win by 1.
1 point.
Yeah, like
Right.
by 1 point.
Okay,
Okay.
well, let's go into this now.
Okay.
That is the end of the work phase. We're going into upkeep, the final upkeep. Do your breeding. I'm gonna get 2 sheep. and
Okay,
big
so
Mark.
only if I can support them.
Yeah, only if you can house them.
Well, you were wrong earlier,
How
bro.
many?
What? You're
How
just
many-
questioning all the rules of the
No,
game?
I
Please,
I
yeah.
get 1. That's
I
horrible.
go into my hay rack. Collect your final income.
Oh, so we get money.
Actually, hang on. I'm gonna double check that because there are some steps you skip at the end, and I think income could potentially be one of them.
Well, we're just
No,
scoring.
you already
our
resolved
first-
1, 2, and 6. Okay, so collect your income.
Okay,
1,
but cards count.
2, yeah.
Oh, that's silly. I mean, you can just collect
Yeah.
whatever. 1, 2, 3, and $1. Could I have a dollar mark?
Nothing else matters except the final flood card, which is a 5. So we just did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was right up to the edge. I'm pretty sure there was no way. There is, I'm almost certain there's only 1 6 card. But look at this. Look at these waves.
Look at these waves, Colin.
licking at the edge of.
You're not looking at the waves.
I mean, the thematic, the Brothers Mirth are leaving us. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Let's
Bye,
meet
guys.
up in LA.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Definitely.
We're excited.
Appreciate the
Have a great night.
Yeah, take care.
That is revealing the flood card. That is the last step of the upkeep phase. We then go into high tide, which would be checking the dike. In this case, the dike holds,
Okay.
This
so
goes up.
this moves up. Okay.
I get coins, no?
Because, yes, Mark gets
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. So
6
that's
coins.
And I get nothing.
No, you get as many ahead of me as you are.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I hope Neon loses, actually.
Yes,
and you win by
it
5.
could very much happen.
Yeah.
Could very well happen.
I don't think so.
Then we're
I
gonna.
actually think Neelan. I think I have this.
I think
Um,
Mark does actually too.
really?
I'd be really surprised if I didn't.
Then we're going to do. That is the end of the high tide phase. We're going into the storm phase. So your storm phase buildings would now score.
Okay.
One.
I'm gonna get a victory point. Okay, we're
Do-
gonna
is
want
there-
to.
is there a
Yes, we're
sheet?
gonna have to score pad this, which I will grab. What was out on the table?
How many more?
I only get 2 more.
How's that possible?
Per 4, you get 1.
Oh, before. Oh, there we go.
I did so poorly, man. It's crazy.
So you got your 2 sheep. Is that right, Callan?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
good. So,
Okay, and it's worth no points. Is that right?
It's regular points, I think. Regular points, like
Yeah,
as...
it's worth 4.
No, I mean that building specifically.
Right now.
Oh, that building's worth nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how. Oh, I see. Okay.
I get 24 for both.
You get 24 from buildings, everything included.
No, just
just
this.
for the storm thing.
Or is that what we're talking about?
Well, this. Okay, let's go down this
Yeah.
score track here.
All right,
let's
let's do
get
it.
this in view. Is that nice and visible? More or less, not really.
Not really.
Let's start with Mark.
Okay.
Let's
Mark.
do Callan. Let's do Neelan.
So farm.
Um,
What do you score first?
farm expansion. So there's going to be all of your buildings and features, the points that each of them are worth.
Okay,
I
so
see.
all buildings.
Yeah.
And it's on the right hand side in the shield. That is 6 for me.
6 points.
Yeah.
28.
Okay, I have 3 0 plus how much my
28?
bank is worth.
28.
What is worth 28 points?
This one's
30,
maybe.
40.
You cheated. You tried to convince me you weren't.
Look at that. Look at
You
that.
weren't
maths.
winning. How much does he
44. That's not a lot, but anyway, that's
Wait.
11 points.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Give me a
okay.
heart attack.
At
Yeah,
44.
No. 11
You're
points
gonna
plus the
lose.
3, 14 points.
have? That's amazing.
Okay. Dike points are worth 1 each. So Mark has 15. Ellen has 12. Neelan has 9.
I see, and those would have been worth still 1.
Correct.
No matter
either
what.
way.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, each
Sheep.
sheep is worth 4 points each. I have 6 for a total of 24.
36. 4
6,
points each.
7, 8, 10. I have 13.
13 sheep.
Yeah.
39. Oh no,
No,
Four
yeah, 4. Sorry.
Is
52.
52. 52 for my sheet.
Oh, I have.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah, we just
we'll
skipped
do
that.
0 for that.
We also have a pretty active Instagram account, guys.
Coins.
At Board Game Barrage. 16,000 followers there. We actually started as an Instagram account and have
43.
branched out.
Yeah,
What is it?
Mark
Coins?
has this.
43 coins.
Yeah.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19.
19 coins.
I
and
just
then
got wrecked.
Resource
guys.
cards are worth half a point each.
Oh,
1,
okay.
2.
1 point,
3.
2 point, 3 points,
3 points.
4 points, 5 points. It's because I took
5
cards.
points. Oh, yeah.
I definitely came in last.
5
I have 10.
points,
Sorry, I have
3
10
points
cards.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and here are the totals. So we'll do Mark last.
Because he likely won. Do me first.
Okay, sure. 18,
You in the cock?
17.
I don't have it, but I
Okay,
can.
hold on.
You
I'm
got
going to
it?
say 94 for Kellen. Can someone please double check?
94 is the score to beat.
Ooh,
Everyone's going to beat
wow. That's
it. We tied?
tied, yeah.
Well, at least you didn't give me the +5. Right?
Okay, 14 plus 9 plus 24.
Mark is very into 18xx games. He hasn't actually taken us through one yet.
90. Yeah. Ooh,
I'm going to
that's
say that's quite a lead. If
that's
true.
94 to 1. Wow, that's 3 digits on mine. Why is that? That must
Well,
be a mistake.
I did so much worse than I thought I did.
Yeah, I had
is
a
this
good
where
feeling.
we get a recount?
Oh yeah, you can recount.
I mean,
what
yeah.
you want.
did someone?
Oh,
Was someone?
this is
No,
definitely
no,
different.
no.
This is different. Yeah, I'll
No,
this
I
is
think
definitely
Neelan should have gotten more. Mark plays 18xx games.
I do.
Yes, he
Yeah.
loves them.
If you're local and you want to play them,
He can only
Or
play
if you go
games
to
with
Gen
us.
Con.
So he
94.
can't play games without us at Gen Con. He's
you
making
guys will play.
deals.
Why guys?
Yeah, we'll play. We'll play.
I mean, that'll be one of our Gen Con days playing 18xx though. Probably not a good move.
For one
Yeah,
of
you
our
got it right.
nights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that looks right to me.
Well,
so there it is.
That is a game of Lowlands, guys. It was. What do you think?
Brutal.
What's your first thoughts?
Um,
What's your hot
hot
take?
take.
What's your hot take on Lowlands?
Oh, we gotta get the soundboard. The thing that was interesting to me, and I haven't thought about it enough to know if this makes sense, but like you said, Kellen, at the end, it felt like for example, I was used like out of my fences
Pretty early.
like at the end of my 3rd go around. So in that 4th round, I didn't that was like not an option. And
Yeah.
yeah, and the building. See, I actually messed up a little bit because I thought that I couldn't build anymore, but I didn't realize I forgot about these.
You could
that
build
don't,
green.
Yeah,
So you could have maybe scored a few more points.
right. Maybe not though. Maybe not. Actually, the fish pond would have been great for me. Actually,
Yeah.
Seven
That
points.
would have been great.
What do you think, Neelan?
It's interesting. Like my gut take isn't as strong as I thought it was going to be. Like going into the game and having read the rules, I thought I was going to love it.
Yeah.
I do like it a lot. It's maybe longer than I was expecting as well.
Yeah,
What do we want to say? Like 2-ish
Well,
hours.
we've been streaming for where can I see that? 2.5 hours. With
So
the rules,
say
it took
rules
2 hours.
20. Yeah. So let's say 2 hours.
For a
Which is
3-player
actually
game.
fine. That's not the worst. But yeah, I liked it. I think it's certainly a lot more restrictive than I was expecting. Like the actions
Yeah.
are like a lot tighter. Only having 3 actions on a round is
how many
a lot.
points did we each get from our special building, our storm surge building?
I got 14 from mine.
I got
You
28. No, I got 24
Yours.
actually from the building itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
How many did you get?
Oh
from
yeah,
your
I got
building?
11 from mine, which
In-
is not as many as I thought I was going to get.
I did not get very many storm points.
You got ended up getting 2 sheep, right? So I ended up getting 8 points.
Yeah, it's so plus whatever I had.
But the building itself was only worth 8 points to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a big disparity.
Yeah, that is a big disparity. I think the semi-cooperative aspect of it is a little bit overblown, I would say, because you're not even allowed to talk at the one juncture that you would
Right.
potentially negotiate.
Right. And actually, my score should actually be probably 6 less, right? It should be 6 less.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
seen that.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
6. So I'm still in
You're
first
still
place.
first. Okay.
Oh, you
Just
won
as
it.
long as we
Wow,
clear
Mark.
that.